This episode is brought to you by Lone Wolf Paintball. They are an amazing online supplier and have been around since the beginning of the game as Michigan's premier paintball field and paintball supplier since 1987. They are rapidly expanding into the online retail space and supplying everything you need to be the best paintball player you can be. They have got it all. Head over to lonewolfpaintball.com and shop all of your favorite brands. And they also boast amazing customer service and will have this out to you with same-day shipping, which is amazing. It's always nice to know that your stuff is on its way immediately so you can start to use it that very next weekend of play. Check out their YouTube, Lone Wolf Paintball, and their Instagram at Lone Wolf PB, and stay up to date with all of their deals and sales. Play the Game podcast is immensely honored to have them on board, and we cannot wait for you guys to check out lonewolfpaintball.com and become a part of their community. Today's episode of PTG is brought to you by the one and only Trans Labs that brought the world two amazing products. First off, Transfuse, which is a hydration multiplier, and most recently, they just dropped Transcend, which is a nootropic energy formula. No matter what you use, when you choose Trans Labs, you are going to be boosted and you are going to be ready to charge the paintball field and win out there. With Transfuse, that is a premium rapid hydration multiplier and immunity fortifying formula scientifically designed to replenish you at the cellular level. And they use all natural ingredients in this product. We've got zinc, we've got vitamin B6, we've got vitamin C, sodium, potassium, choline, and it is an amazing way to make sure that you're hydrated and prepared to play top level paintball. When it comes to Transcend, that is a premium nootropic energy formula designed to increase cognitive performance, elevate mood and clarity while supporting long-term brain health, and it's going to leave you feeling great with no crash or jitters. It's one of the only products in the nootropic space backed by research studies to ensure the formula is correct for optimal performance. It is more potent than anything on the market, and it will keep you charged and ready to win out there. I take one scoop, but if you're stimulant sensitive, take a half scoop. And if you want that LFG dose to launch to the moon, dump 2 scoops in your drink and you are going to be flying down that paintball field. Comes in 2 delicious flavors, Baja Blast and Skittles Candy for the Transcend. And for the Transfuse, they have 2 new flavors as well, Pineapple Express and Hawaiian Punched. So if you get a chance, head over to translabs.com. That's TRANZLABS.com. Use code PLAYTHEGAME and you'll get 10% off. If you subscribe to a monthly delivery service, you also get 10% off as well. So you can take advantage of 20% off on these products. Head over to translabs.com and give it a go.
What's going on, PTG Nation? Thank you guys so much for tuning in. As always, we're really excited to sit here, hang out with you guys, have a good show, talk with all of our friends, and let you guys join in. Tonight, Tyler and I sit down and we talk about the Paris event, things that have been going on recently, and we also have some very special guests. We have Blake Yarber join us and Colton Doll. Colton Doll is a young and upcoming player, going to be on the pro field here very, very soon. Just 15 years old, playing with New York Wrecking Crew, absolutely dynamite, and just one of the best little dudes on the planet. Without further ado, we're going to hop in the show.
That was an insane inside move by Marcelo Margot. Great communication.
And the crowd starts chanting Harmon.
Great shot by all the guys. So Tyler Harmon saved that game.
Came out with 2 wins. Marcelo Margot was on fire.
Welcome, everyone, to the PTG show, PTG podcast. We got it all going on. What's going on, Marchie? Welcome back home from across the pond. How you doing?
Woo, yeah, brother. I'm doing good. It's nice to have first full day home. I'm back in action, ready to go. Had a lot of stuff to do, but it was nice, man. It was great being over there.
Always is. Belly's full of some yummy breads. You know what I mean? Cheeses, delicious food.
Oh, my God. So much bread. Carb overload.
It's amazing. I love going to France anytime that I can get out there. I wasn't able to make it out for this event, but one of my favorite places to travel to in the world for sure.
Yeah, man, it was a lot of fun. It was a great weekend. We were incredibly busy out there. I just had lunch with a friend and was filling them in on my days. Some of the days were literally 14-hour days. You know, leave the house at 6:30 in the morning, didn't get home until like 9 p.m. at night. It's just crazy, full days because we had a lot of Team USA stuff. I was coaching the U16s, the U19s, playing with the men's, and also playing with the CP Raiders. So it was a ton of action, tons of paintball. We went a day early. The event started on Thursday instead of Friday. So just a full paintball weekend for sure. And the venue was amazing. It was one of the greatest venues that I've ever been to. Huge shout out to the NXL for the venue that they chose. My goodness, it was absolutely gorgeous. It was an old horse racetrack. So it had a built-in stadium, like concrete grandstands with the concessions underneath them with a full awning that comes over the top of the stadium, which made it epic. Like when the fans were cheering, it all echoed onto the field. It was super badass, dude. It was one of the coolest places for paintball that I've seen.
Yeah, we were talking about that and just how amazing that experience is, not only for everybody playing that event, but especially those youngsters that made the
Oh my
journey
gosh.
over and played for USA in the U19 and U16. Huge shout out to Lori and whole BKI squad for putting that all together. And what an event it was for the young guns out there. They had the time of their life, and that venue was off the charts. How did we land that? Shout out to the NXL. Way to go. Crushed it on that venue.
Yeah, so the owner of the venue, it's an actual paintball field, right? So it's a paintball field when the NXL's not there now.
No way.
Found out that they bought it for like 150 grand, which is insane. I mean, in the US, this would be a $10 million property for sure, at least. It's crazy.
Wow.
Maybe I shouldn't have said that on public air. I don't know. But anyway, pretty damn cool that they were able to secure this location. It's called Ace Paintball Park out there. So I hope to see them, do well and have a lot of paintball players come through their camp. Really just an amazing spot. Fantastic. Honestly, it's really, really good. So the fact that it is a paintball field, that'll be where the NXL holds the European World Championship for the next, for the foreseeable future, at least. But yeah, it was a really spectacular experience. The kids were playing in the U19s final on the pro field in front of all the fans. It was crazy, and European paintball is just different. Every match is almost like a finals match, and especially matches on Sunday or if you're in the finals, like you feel like you're at a World Cup final, the grandstands are packed, beer is flowing, everybody's having fun. Kids have air horns, they're chanting, the stands, they're doing the wave. Like it's the full experience for an athlete, So to see the kids get to experience that was really cool, man. It was really special.
Yeah, man. I can only imagine they're probably just over the moon telling war stories and holding the trophy and, just remembering that entire experience is going to be something they carry with them for the rest of their life. And I think we're going to get Colton Doll on here in a little bit. We're going to see if we can tap in with him. He was out there for the finals and was able to be on the field. So we'll get to pick his brain a little bit about that, which is really cool.
Absolutely. Yeah. Colton was one of the players that was actually in the overtime point in the finals against Norway. Played fantastic. I've worked with Colton for a long time. Really proud of his growth, how he's developed over the years. So yeah, we want to get him on and just kind of get his perspective because again, it was just such a cool thing to be part of. Obviously, I was coaching the team, but I was really able to kind of step back and look at it from a third person perspective and see their experience. And it just reminded me of our experience, when we were over there at 18 years old, 19 years old, and how cool it was to be in Europe, be 18, be able to have a couple beers, play paintball with your friends and win in front of the foreign crowds, which is really hard to do. It's hard to win over there. It's incredibly hard. The style's different. Sometimes, they don't want you to win, it's difficult. It's not easy. You're fighting jet lag. You're fighting all sorts of stuff, getting good meals. You're just kind of like, embracing the schlep, like you say, the experience is really unique. It's really one of a kind. So, getting to witness it was absolutely hands down. There's not even a close second. It was the greatest coaching moment of my, young coaching career. But yeah, it was just really special, man. I've got it up there with even, a lot of my regular playing moments, just seeing their joy and excitement and what they accomplished.
Dude, it makes everything come full circle for what we do. We play paintball and we've been playing paintball since we were just kids, starting out at, for me, it was 11. I think you were right around the same age and just never, ever putting it down, really attributing all of the lessons that you can apply to so many different facets of life to paintball, being able to have that kind of, it's like a school, paintball is its own schooling system. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you learn the hard way in paintball, or, you make mistakes no matter what, but it's just always been that really important facet of life that you can carry with you and be learning from. So to see them learning, growing, winning overseas, and coming from the BKI family, it really hits close to home, because we're having a tremendous impact on the future of pro paintball. And it's a really big responsibility, actually, that we have to take seriously as professionals to drive this thing forward, to nurture the future of the game. Because without these youngsters, we have nothing. We will have nothing. So it's really cool to see you showing out. Best coach on earth. Let's go. Marcelo crushing it. And just, second to Todd, but you're right up there. And
I'll take it.
It's just it's amazing to see, and we can't wait. We're going to be playing in the All-Star game at World Cup. I'm sure we'll talk about that here in a little bit.
Yes, totally.
Todd and SK are the captains of each squad, or the coaches rather, and then Ryan and myself are captaining the team. So we can't wait to go head to head. Me and Marchie got a little PTG action for the MVP game,
Yeah, and what's dope is it's not going to conflict now. So we're going to get a full All-Star game because it's going to be on Thursday. Whereas if it was on Sunday right before the finals match, a lot of the whoever's in the finals, those pros probably weren't going to play. So I'm really excited for this move. It's going to give us an extra look on the field. Houston Heat, you guys are in that first round bye, so we're not even going to be playing games with our regular teams on Thursday. Usually at World Cup Thursday, all the pro teams have one game. They kind of extend the brackets at World Cup, but since we're in that top 4, we won't start our playing until Friday. So it's nice. We'll get to play a little bit on Thursday. It's going to be in the All-Star game. It's pretty epic. Have a fun way to kick off the event. And yeah, a little MVP battle. I guess they have $5,000 on the line for the MVP. It's pretty dope.
That's right. There is $5,000
All-Star
on
MVP.
the wire.
Yeah, let's get it. Let's get it, dude.
Let's
go. Let's go. Man, cash in that MVP and just take a walk. Go down to Disney for a little bit. Say, see you later, Dynasty. Y'all have fun. Good luck this weekend.
Yeah, MVP of the All-Star game would be crazy. $5,000. Rainey, I was talking to Rain Dance, who still has been elusive to any platform. He doesn't like to share his ideas, but we're going to get Rainey on this show. I guarantee it.
One day.
At some point, he's going to come and join us. And Rainey, it's no pressure, buddy. It's not serious. We're just hanging out, having fun, talking about paintball and showing love for the game.
I think he just wants to come on to correct us on how all the times we've been wrong with the different years and teams and et cetera, et cetera. Come on, baby. Yeah. Let's go, Rain Man. Let's go. Rain's like an encyclopedia. He is. He's got it like that.
He is. He was juiced about the 5K. He was telling me at the last event, he's like, and we got the center punch too on our team. We got Blake and Rainey for the All-Star game. So they're going to definitely be punching the middle, and those guys are animals. So watch out for them in that game as well.
Yeah, our team is definitely nasty. I'm excited.
Not to mention Mouse and J-Rab as well. So watch out for the 1-2 punch down the snake side or wherever they decide to go. And it's gonna be a really exciting paintball match Thursday before World Cup. Be sure to tune in on Go Sports. I think they're gonna have it live. I would assume it's gonna be live for everyone to watch and really enjoy. It'll be a great Thursday morning or afternoon, depending on where you're at, and we'll have some fun out there.
Yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it. A lot of very exciting things, coming to paintball. And it's just, again, a testament to Jason Trosen. I got to sit down and talk with Jason a lot this last weekend, just because, he's obviously the rules commissioner. He's always right there on the sidelines at the 50-yard line, making sure all the games running smooth and everything is being ran fairly. And so when we're in Europe, there's a little bit of downtime. I get to sit down and talk with him quite a bit. And I just have a ton of appreciation for Jason Trosen. He came on the show for a brief moment. You guys got to hear him a little bit, but he's really become like a good friend. I really consider that guy a friend, and what he's doing for the sport is fantastic. I know he is one of the leading forces behind stuff like this, making sure that, he's a good bridge between the league and the players, because he was a player at one point and he was also a coach at one point. So, he has these ideas and rules that he wants to implement, but then he thinks of it from a player's perspective, and he's like, well, this isn't quite fair to the players. Let's try to make this better for the players and make that better for the players. So he's really unique in that role. And I'm grateful for it because, there's been many times in the past where we don't have someone that thinks of the players, not only, not first, but not even really much at all. So it's awesome to have him in that role, and just a lot of exciting things, I think, coming, with the NXL.
Totally.
So, yeah, man, paintball's in a good spot. It really is. Being over in Europe and seeing the excitement. It was the first event that they've had where the divisional teams were also invited. The previous 2 NXL Europes were pro only. And I think there was like 190 teams. I might be misspeaking. It was definitely over 100 for, they only had 3 fields. It was a smaller venue, but with the capacity to have, 10 fields, there's a lot of land there. So, they could build this out as much as they want, but people were excited about paintball. The U16s was amazing. Tyler, oh my goodness. There were these kids. So Moldova, shout out to Moldova. They had these 2 kids that were, I don't know, maybe 3.5 feet tall. Like they were 10 years old for sure. They played on the U16s, U19s, and the men's team from Moldova. Fearless.
No way.
Just running around. These groms were just running around, having a good time. It was amazing to see. There was this kid. There was 2 of them on the Italy team. One of them, I believe his name was Gabriel. I'm a huge fan. I watched Gabriel. So there's a 16-year-old. He might have just turned 17 from France. He plays for Camp Carnage. Camp Carnage just got 2nd place against the Tauntauns. So they're a good team. He's a good player. He plays on the U16s team. And I watched Italy play France. And this 13-year-old kid can like hardly hold his gun, but I watched him get in the snake and outsmart this other kid from France multiple times just by like listening, and he would hear the gun and he would kind of do this like insane, like do-si-do move, go around, bunker him, and then live on their side. I was like blown away. I was like, what's going on? This kid looks like he just started playing paintball, but he's like making really good high-level moves. It was really cool to see, dude. There's a lot of like up-and-coming players in Europe right now, which is amazing because for a long time, and the US does still lead it for sure. It's easier for us to start at a young age. Some of these countries have age restrictions. It's hard for them to get going early and have access to fields and all that kind of stuff. But this is the best I've seen it in a long time. You know what I mean? Which is so cool, man. There was just a lot of action. Yeah, dude, it was so fun watching the kids run around and play ball and play some good paintball.
That's what we need right there. And actually, the youngsters are going to be running around at Cup again. There's going to be a huge youngsters paintball game, and they're going to be dominating that pro field out there, running around. Help out infamous kids from the Northwest as well. Thomas and Tiffany, they have a squad up in the Northwest near Thomas's field. They're trying to make the journey to World Cup. So tap in with them as well and see how you can support. I know they're doing a donation with some shirts. So let's make sure we get those kids over to World Cup so they can have the time of their life. And NXL is just positioned for greatness, man. The league as a whole is extremely strong, and we have the best team, from
Yes.
Tro to the owners and everyone in between. There is just relentless effort being applied to making sure that we put on the best show. Shout out to Go Sports. Shout out, once again, to the ownership in that regard and all the hard work. You can see the developments that they implemented at the most recent NXL event in Chicago, trying to keep track of the body count. And there was another development that they had as well. And I'm sure that they're just going to keep applying more pressure to those areas to make that show the best it can be. Major love to Tom Cole and all the hard work he puts in, and, all the staff at NXLs, because it's not easy. But they're trying to make sure that we have the best experience possible as players, and they're putting on the best events that there are. And you're going to get the best competition. When you walk away, you got the big trophy, and it really means something. So we can't thank them enough. And I think the Tauntauns won NXL Europe, so they will be getting the pass to World Cup, right? They're going to be entering into the pro division for that event.
Yeah, the Tauntauns, that's exactly right, Tyler. They get a bye into that first round. So really quick, we can kind of talk about how this is going to work. They're going to have 24 teams at World Cup. So 4 teams get a first round bye into the quarterfinals. That won't start until Sunday. So that quarterfinal round is going to be made up of the top 4 teams. So it's going to be us, you guys, Impact, and the Tauntauns. Basically, it was whoever won the Paris event automatically got into the European Champions Cup, automatically got into that first round bye. Then they're taking the next. Yes. Then they're taking the next, I think, 2 teams and then 1 Latin America team, or maybe they're taking 3 European teams. I kind of forget. But, it's going to be 4 total. So they're taking those teams and they're going to add it to the remaining 17 U.S. pro teams to make 20 teams. So 20 teams will start a tournament on Thursday. They'll play Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday they're going to have their own quarterfinals. So it'll get down to where there's 8 teams without our 4 teams on Saturday. They'll play each other, and the winner, so the 4 winners of those will move on to play us. Now, we also will play like this round robin kind of thing, and we will start on Friday. So Dynasty will play Heat, Impact, and the Tauntauns. All of us will play each other for seeding. So say we win all of our games, we'll be the number 1 seed, and we'll play the 8th place team that, comes in. So basically the bottom of the 4 that move on from, the 20 teams, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Maybe I just confused the whole thing. But basically it's going to be a whole new type of event. They've never done anything like this before. I think it's incredibly cool. It's going to be epic. Every game's going to matter. You're going to get an insane prelims between Houston Heat, Impact, Dynasty, and the Tauntauns. We're all going to play each other, in a round robin prelim type thing. None of us are getting eliminated, but we are playing for seeding, so that matters. You know what I mean? So
it all matters.
It all matters. Yeah, totally. And so I'm excited.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be epic. The winner has a chance at winning $40,000, which is, we're getting back to what it used to be. You know what I'm saying? Which is pretty dope. So yeah, things are looking good in paintball right now, man. I'm excited.
Poised for greatness, man. Absolutely. Paintball is amazing. If you are listening to this show, Play the Game podcast, you stumbled across it, you're interested in playing paintball, get out there. It's going to be the best time of your life. We guarantee it. And it's truly one of the safest sports there is as well. Keep your goggles on, you go run around, wear a jersey or whatever and some pants and go have some fun. It'll be the time of your life. And so the thing that I love about World Cup, this upcoming event, it's coming up in, a month and a half, and everyone's working really hard towards it, is for us, obviously we got the bye, but that round that you're talking about is from the top. It's you get the best paintball imaginable right off the break. You get to see what the high caliber teams are doing. Also, there's a lot of mind games going on, I'm sure, because none of it really matters as well. So it's going to be kind of strategic as well to see how the coaches and everybody does their thing and does their dance, because everyone pretends that they have a dance and then they do this dance and they all got all these different dances. You know what I mean? That's just how the game works. And you have to know how to play your position. You got to play the game. Shout out to the podcast. I actually said that. I was like, I'm like, play the game. I'm saying, it's not just a podcast, man. This is the real deal. There's a real paintball game going on here. And we got to make sure that, we're playing the game the best, because it's all situational.
Just the podcast, baby. 100%.
And that's what it's all about. That's why we love this sport. That's why, you and I are so intrigued by business and obviously sport, making sure that we produce the best that we can for ourselves and our community. And that's what Play the Game's all about. That's what it'll always be about.
Absolutely. I mean, that's why we use the name, is because it was a mantra before the podcast. You know what I mean?
Started in Prague.
Yeah, it is what it is. It started in Prague, baby. Maybe we should have an established in Prague 2018 kind of shirt.
I think so. We need to make that.
That's well before, those other guys.
Oh, come on. Give me a break. It's flattering. It's flattering. Don't get me started.
Give me a break.
What are we talking about?
What dum-dums? Oh, speaking of dum-dums.
Shout out.
Shout out to Dum Dum Paintball, guys. Actually, as of recording, in about 3 minutes from now, Dum Dum Paintball is going to be releasing their second video on YouTube. Their YouTube channel is blowing up. They are going to be the biggest thing in paintball, and I'm so stoked for it, because you know what? I think it has the ability to just capture outside eyes. I'm pumped for Dum Dum Paintball. I can't wait for episode 3, because I have a really sick cameo in episode 3. But episode 2 is
What's the
dropping on
scoop,
Dumb Paintball.
bro?
Nah,
You
I don't
got a
know what I can
scoop?
give away.
Come
I'm
on,
not,
a little taste.
little
Come
cameo.
on.
Just here, look, let me just tell you, when the sniper steps on the court, just watch out. Just watch out. I'm a sniper.
Oh, damn.
That's what I do.
It's like that? Holy shit. There he goes.
Sniper.
There he
It's
goes.
like that. It's like that. It's like that. It's so good.
Damn.
So anyway, everybody, Dumb Paintball on YouTube and on Instagram. Follow them, subscribe, do all the things. You won't regret it. They're funny videos. Dalton's putting a lot of effort and time into these. And it's our way to keep Dalton back in the game. You know, he kind of left for a little bit to pursue real life job and all that kind of stuff. He's a correctional officer. He works his butt off. This is our way to keep him in paintball. So let's support his journey. He's making awesome stuff. It's really entertaining. And you guys don't want to miss this episode. So yeah, Hundo Percento.
Yes. Tap in. Go
Paintball.
follow, like, subscribe, all the things. Make sure you sign up for Dumb Paintball.
Be careful though, Dalton. Ryan might try to start like idiots paintball or something.
Yep,
So-
I heard about that. I
Heard
did hear about that.
Heard about it. It's paintball. Shout out to Ryan, dude. Him and I actually had a ton of fun this weekend in France. It was really cool to travel international with him again. Before COVID, Ryan and I did a ton of international travel together. Really a ton of travel in general, doing clinics and we played on a lot of the same European teams. We were in Australia all the time, and we always have a good time, man. And this weekend it was him, myself, Anthony Vitale, and Lori from Boston Paintball. We all shared a house. We had a beautiful little like cottage that actually, again, Ryan found, which was amazing, way better than the hotel we were going to stay at. And it was an awesome weekend. You know, it was really cool, really fun. If anybody was keeping up, we had a little battle going on of who could figure out the French appliances quicker. He thought he was real funny filming me the first morning I was struggling with the washing machine, and then come to find out he had to do laundry too. Yeah, it wasn't all jokes on him last. Oh, you'll figure it out, dude. Don't you worry, you'll figure it out. It's crazy. The real deal. So I dove in deep in I learned all about French laundry. It's kind of funny. I think French laundry is like a restaurant or something. So the scoop,
what's the secret?
The scoop is this. They actually pride themselves on the amount of time it takes to wash their clothes. They say that their washing machines are way more intuitive than ours. And they spend more time washing your clothes because they are less harsh and harmful to your clothes. So as for like fashion and things like that, it's way better for your clothes and the longevity of them. That's why there's so many different settings, and it doesn't have extreme heat to dry. Everything is like kind of a slow process, so it really takes care of them. Another thing is all of the washing machines have internal heaters in order to abide by like the energy restrictions. So it takes longer for the water to heat up in the first place to wash. So that adds to the process as well. So it's a whole thing, right? They're more conservative with their energy than us, and they're more delicate on their clothes. This whole thing. So literally it takes like 6 hours to wash and dry your clothes. It's crazy. It's insane. It's insane. For sure.
It's
but
take a little
time. Yep. It's always fun in games over there, dealing with the daily struggles.
It's amazing.
It was a good time, dude. Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah. Lord Hormesis. And he was only playing with the men's Team USA and the veterans Team USA squad. So he had a lot of free time, was enjoying himself. And I think they did like a Hormesis photo shoot in Paris, which was really badass too. Yeah. So it was cool. Good trip for him as well.
So we got to talk about Team USA men's and the over 40, both placing third, I believe. Walk us through what happened. I didn't see the men's over 40, but walk us through kind of what happened there.
Yeah. Well, both teams got third place. The men's team lost to Great Britain in the semifinals, and the veterans team over 40, they lost to France in the finals, I think. And man, I mean, honestly, we got a little outplayed. You could say there was a little bit of shenanigans in the men's thing against GB. Those kids are hyper aggressive. They run everywhere if you let them. Some would argue that maybe some were playing on with some hits. But at the end of the day, I felt we were out of position. I felt we struggled with our personnel in a sense. We're going to have Blake on here in a second, and I'm sure we could talk to him about it. Him and I were like playing this can and he was playing it heads up on the snake side. And in the actual tournament, he was playing the small temple on the Dorito side and playing very well in that spot. Kind of struggled in the can. And I don't know, we just didn't really find a groove. We were shooting a lot of people off the break in previous matches, and in that match, not really getting any of that luck. And, you know, I guess kind of tie goes with the runner. They kind of brought it in a point. So we were up 2-1 with a minute and 20 seconds to go, and they came through the middle and scored a point with a couple seconds left. They scored that point up for.
Yeah, I see what you're saying here. This is a huge talking point.
Huge talking point, dude.
I think it happens a lot more.
Cover zones. Go hide in cover zones. You don't need to shoot people. You need to protect the buzzer. So y'all can laugh when you call me a buzzer protector, but I win championships that way. Tyler wins championships that way, right? Like, this is how you do it.
Right. That's it.
Yeah, I didn't like our game plan, to be completely honest. Ryan and I definitely kind of butted heads on this. He wanted to go to the Dorito 1 heads up to stop a big move from the Dorito 1 to the Dorito 3 on the break, because they had ran it a few points in a row. But my gun was on that. You know, I missed it the point before, but I was like, no, we don't need a gun on that. Let's go to the Dorito 1 and look inside. Like, let's look inside to watch the 50 snake gap and the middle of the field. We argued back and forth, and Ryan won the argument, but lost the war. I guess you could put it that way. And, you know, they came through the middle. We had only one gun on him. He shot a few of us. Honestly, it was kind of chaotic. I don't really recall like exactly how that point had gone down. I just know they didn't go wide on the Dorito side. They went to the Dorito 1 and then came through the middle, and scored with a few seconds left. Then we go to overtime, and we actually shot 2 off the break. So it was a 5-on-3, and we lost one really quick. So it was a 4-on-3. And then they got wide into these 2 spots and pinched me and Blake out and shot 2 of us out of the same bunker, like literally at the same time. So it went from us being up 4-on-3 to being down 2-on-3. And then they were able to win, and there was, you know, a lot of controversy at the end of it. Again, not my story to tell, really. I didn't personally see anything. So, you know, again, I went over and congratulated those guys. They're all the Lucky 15s players were like most of the starting lineup. And I'm a huge fan of all those players. I think they're really, really good. They got a lot of talent. They're young. They're athletic. They talk a shit ton of crap, which I think was like kind of the salt on the wound, because they are just relentless, and they definitely crossed the line with the shit talking. It's like, okay, hold on.
Yeah.
And then so after they won, they were not graceful at all. I think that got under Ryan's skin. Ryan definitely went. I've never seen Ryan is very composed. You know, he'll sometimes go off on refs a little bit, or a bad call, but never personal. You know, he's actually pretty composed in that manner. Always has been. This is the first time I've seen him kind of get a little crazy on like the other players. Well, I didn't even see, I heard about it, because as soon as our game was done, the U19s game was about to start, the finals match against Norway. So the clock started
to put
ticking.
The coach's hat.
I literally had to run in. I was super bummed, but I had to like put my coach's hat on. I ran over to their pit. I was like, hey, good game, guys. You know, congrats, good game. And then went and coached my kids. But I guess a lot of stuff happened on the field in the handshake. It's like, oh man, that was heated for sure. First time
Live
GB
action
has won. So they beat us in the semifinals and then went on to win the next day against France in the finals. First time GB has won in 11 years. So I guess that's good. That's good for the sport. I'm good friends with Clint Moore. He's one of the OGs, old school players out of England. He plays on Lucky 15s, also played on the GB team, retired for some years, and then actually just made a comeback and played fantastic. So,
damn.
I was happy.
Congratulations. Shout out to the boys.
I was happy for him. Happy for the young guns. We actually are going to get Clint on one of these episodes where we could do a morning show. Clint wants to come on. I would love to have him. He's an OG from that area, from England, from that part of the world, and has had a lot of success in European paintball. So happy for him. Love the guy. Again, fan of all those kids, and they definitely have a ton of potential. And the men's, they lost to France. They just honestly didn't play very well. I don't, really can't put my finger on it. They just did not play great. They got, they lost a lot of gunfights, just kind of got outplayed.
It's difficult coming together with a team that, it just shows you got to practice. You got to know your guys, and you almost have to be, it's really all about reading the seams. So you have to know a player or an individual well enough to read the seams of their style. And when,
100%.
If you don't have that and you don't have those little intricacies, it can be very difficult if you're going up against a team who all lives, in the same tighter pocket and can get together a little bit more. And then you play a team like that and you're probably going to lose, it's all about that connection on the field. You got to be connecting.
I totally agree. Ty, what do you say we get Blake on? We're talking about all this Team USA stuff. He was there
Yarb
firsthand. We definitely want to talk to him about it. He's waiting standby. Yeah, should we get him in?
Mm-hmm.
All
Bring
right,
the Yarb dog in.
let's do it.
Ow!
Hunter.
Yarb dog. Yeah.
Hunter
you got
dog.
it.
Yarb
Yeah, baby.
dog.
Yarb dog.
What up, boys?
Oh,
Let's go.
How you doing, baby?
I'm good. I'm looking at this new puppy. Wrestle this. We got him a moose.
Yes.
Nice.
We were just talking about,
Nice.
I was like, I'm pretty sure he picked up a new pup. What's the pup's name? What do we got?
We called him Dash.
Dash. I like
Dash.
it.
That's tight because he just dashed through
go.
the snow.
That's right.
Dasher and Prancer.
Yeah,
And come on, sing it,
And
Yarb.
because he's a hound, I've been calling him Dashund.
Dashund. Nice. It's like Heffenvisor.
Yeah.
Ty, we have a new joke. Blake wears his Heffenvisor. You know how much he loves his Heffenweisen? He loves his wheat beer, his Heffen, his Weissen. He's got his Heffenvisor. I think he needs to brand it. He needs to make different beer logoed visors. Like that could be his sponsor. Blake's sponsor should have beer logos of the beer company that sponsors him on his visor. Like that would be iconic.
Boom.
Get it?
Boom.
Get it, Tyler? Do you get it?
Dude, top notch. And never, nothing less with you. Come on.
Hey, hold on. This was my creation, okay?
Okay. All right. Let him live. Let him live.
I get
Blake.
I get 3.3% royalties, Blake.
Fair.
Oh.
It's fair. Yarb dog, you must have been thriving in the rain out there in Chicago because you always got the Heffenweisen. You know?
That's right. That's right. That was my moment
He was
to
like,
shine.
"It's my time to shine." He's like, "Oh yeah, look at all you idiots."
Y'all got to go back to your gear bags to get whatever you need. Mine's
Dude,
already
it took
on.
me 2 seconds, bro. Calm down. It took me 2 seconds to put my visor on.
A Heffenweiser. Come
2
on.
seconds. I didn't need.
I didn't need any. Heffenweisen. Oh man.
Dude, that's awesome. Yarb, how was it out
that
there in
damn
Europe?
That damn visor is a paint magnet. I will say.
It has been lately, huh? Seems like it. Seems like more lately.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to
Ooh, you're gonna
figure that out.
Ooh.
No way, dude. Come on. Let's get
sorry,
real.
what was your question? How was Europe?
Yeah, how was it out there?
It's good. The weather was it cooperated quite nicely. Chilly mornings, but the weather was right at the breaking point of the paint. If you get my drift, the paint was just barely skating by with how cool it was in the mornings.
Yeah.
Yeah, some might even call that the breaking paint. It's just right on the on the cusp.
We are. You guys have been working on those dad jokes.
It's not a bad joke. It's just a dad joke. It's PT dad joke.
What the hell?
PTG time, baby.
Oh lordy. Oh,
Yeah.
That's good. That's
Old
good.
Western style. Run it.
Run it. I love it. I love it.
Yep. The weather's huge, man. You got to have good weather, and it looked
Yes.
like a great time. We were talking about the venue. That venue was top
Right.
notch. It's crazy.
Yeah.
The venue is excellent.
Amazing.
They had massive grandstands that were full. That's a big thing, right?
Yes.
To actually fill out the grandstands is it just makes the event, and because they were concrete, it would just echo the sound of the grandstands onto the field. So man, it was excellent playing conditions.
Yeah. It was
Rad.
it was really badass being there. Like that was one of the cooler venues I've been in. Blake, what do you think?
Yeah, I think so. The turf was not the best turf, but it sufficed. I enjoyed it.
The turf wasn't
was
good.
good.
Yeah, I didn't like
Right.
the turf. Yeah, it was too slippery. That's the only. I hope they can fix it. I think it is something they can fix. But yeah, the turf
Yep.
was very slippery.
Dave sent me some new Balance shoes, and they were just sharp enough that I didn't slip once. So it was
Wow,
excellent.
nice.
Dave Chaney, the man.
Shark Attack.
Yeah,
Yeah,
shout out.
Dave is
Shark
the man.
Attack. Yeah, he is.
Those cleats were excellent. I thought they were going to scrape my ankles, but no, they're great.
Oh, I know which
Yeah,
ones you're talking
nice.
about with the shark blades on the sides.
That's right, shark blades.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I
They
remember
are.
those. Yeah.
Yeah, heck yeah. So Blake, talk to us a little bit about the event, your team. We were just talking about the Team USA squad. We were talking about our shortcomings there. Do you want to talk a little bit about Team USA
Sure.
and you know, what you think happened, why we stunk?
Yeah, Team USA we had a good roster, a fighting roster that I truly believe we could have won that event with. We met up with Great Britain in the semifinals. We started the match strong against them, to go with a 2-0 lead, and then they were running out of time, so they just really started throwing blows at us. We had good guns off the break, and I believe the third point we got 1 or 2 kills off the break, and they really just started to run at us, and we let them score points. There was some shenanigans to win against us. Really a ref failure to not call a hit. And it was clearly a hit. It's kind of bogus. We lost against Great Britain. But anyways, we aren't going to go there. So Great Britain faced off against France, and who won? Great Britain won in overtime.
They did. Yeah, they sure did.
Yep.
OT.
France went ahead, and then GB came back again and won.
Yeah. And Yarb, I do want to pick your brain on this because it is an aspect of paintball. It does happen, and it's really hard to watch paintball games. As a ref, it's the most difficult job. And that's why, sometimes you'll have things like that happen. It's not all that common, but there is a marginal aspect of the game where it gets down to the wire. People run through, it moves extremely quick. And then, things like that happen. What's the best advice that you would give for mitigating that kind of stuff and dealing with it, as it is an aspect of the game, right? So we have to take it at face value and head on.
I mean, yep. You just can't leave it up to the ref's discretion. That's plain and simple. If you leave it up to someone else, you're putting the things in their hands. So you just gotta play a better ball and really put paint on people, so that it's just clear and evident that you are alive, they are dead. I am winning, you are losing.
That's it, dude. I love that. That's sound advice, definitely. And and if it gets down to those positions, like Yarber's saying, really dominate the field. Shoot the paint. If your opponent is showing themselves, and put some paint on them, a couple more, just to make sure. It's kind of part of the game. You got people, dead man's walking left and right out here. I don't know what's going on, so we gotta we gotta clear the field.
That's right. I saw a dead man walk from Warsaw. Who did they do that against? They did that against
Really?
the
Tauntauns.
Yeah.
From the Rangers?
From the Rangers, Marcelo's alma mater.
Yeah, well, what's funny is I actually used to play for the Rangers.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So is that where they got that from you?
Yeah, I taught him that.
There we go.
I mean, his execution was pretty good, but he failed. He got it down to a 1-on-1 and lost the 1-on-1. So that moment didn't go very well.
Hold on. So
man, there was some great.
He dead man walked all the way to a 1-on-1.
Yeah, it was. He shot 2 dudes and then lost the 1-on-1.
Oh, damn! So close.
Yeah,
I didn't see that. And you said it was against the Tauntauns?
Yeah, it was early on.
The whole game.
Let's see. I think it was their first match against the Tauntauns early in. Well, it was about midday on Friday.
Wow.
Yeah.
Boy,
What was your
there were
favorite
just some
food?
fantastic. I'm sorry, what? Food?
Yeah. What was your favorite food you ate out there?
Man, I didn't have a great. I was just telling Laura that for it being in France, I just the food wasn't what it could have been. French cuisine is some of the best. I love going to France for that reason. And we had pizza 2 nights in a row, and actually at the venue,
say I disagree.
Oh, you're saying you don't like the French cuisine?
Yeah.
When you go?
Yeah, usually not a fan.
I know. I hear what you're saying, but if you do a little research, you can find some great food
for sure. But that's anywhere, right? And so they have some of the best restaurants in the world in France, for sure. I've definitely had really damn good food in France, but I find that on average you can run into a letdown. And so for me, when I'm like judging how I think food in a country is, it's more like the average. How easy is it to just go out and get a good meal? Dude, we got some pizza Friday night and everything was closed. So it was like the only place open, and it was so terrible. It was it was like the 7-Eleven. As soon as I walked in, I was like, oh gosh, this isn't even it's a fast food pizza place, if that makes sense. Like pizza's already kind of fast food, but it's a fast food version. It's like seems fake. It's like a toy or like a 7-Eleven version of pizza, up on the menu was like, it looked like a, busted up Jack in the Box. I don't even know how to explain it. It was the fast food version of a pizza place. Like that's how to explain it. But Pizza is already fast food. It was so bad. It was so bad. There was ham and hot dogs on our pizza when it was supposed to just be pepperoni and mozzarella.
Oh boy, ham and hot dogs, huh?
Yeah, I know, like same thing. But there was a slice of ham and then cut up hot dogs. It was crazy.
That sounds like a prison pizza.
It was something like that. Yeah, it was gnarly. Oh,
wow. Yeah, I miss for that regard. I miss, I don't know what the proper pronunciation, but I'm gonna try. I think it's Chantilly.
Chantilly. Yeah, you're right there.
Chantilly. Where the event used to be for a lot of years. Anyways, the Blue Lingerie right outside that front gate.
Oh my gosh, dude!
That was excellent. That was my favorite part. During the breaks, you could walk over there, get a little espresso shot and a nice croissant or a baguette or whatever.
See, that's what they have the best of is their bakeries, the bakeries and the pastries and stuff. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. You get just to die for, just coffees and chocolate croissants and all the little like pastries, the quiches. Dynamite. Dynamite. Yeah.
Dynamite.
Yeah, totally.
Steak,
not so much.
You get your little bread and a nice cigarette and sit up front and watch people.
Bread and a stogie, dude. How many cigarettes did you smoke while you were out there? Dude, did you see the girl that was just hammering away, rolling those cigarettes?
No,
oh my gosh, dude. All 3 days she was in the grandstands with like a giant bucket of tobacco and she was rolling cigarettes. Dude, it was mesmerizing. She was probably rolling one every like 7 seconds. And so she had this little contraption that she would stuff all the tobacco in and then put the hollow cigarette thing at the end. And then this like slider would come across like cocking a gun almost. And then she would have a cigarette. Right. Dude, she was a pro. It was dynamite. She was just ripping them, dude. It was hilarious.
She was firing away to people, or she was smoking?
I didn't see her hand them out or smoke. I think she was just, I don't know, maybe it was for personal use or for sale later. I have no clue. I just
Sounds
saw
like she's a fan.
Yeah. I mean, she was rocking, dude. She was rocking. It was fun.
Dude, European paintball is so much fun.
It's the best. I love European paintball, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. And this weekend in particular, there was great matchups, whether it be the field or I think it was just the level of competition was so tight.
Yeah.
You had the Nations Cup that went to overtime. You had the final game that went to overtime against Tauntauns and Carnage.
Mm-hmm.
And that was, for what it was, two French teams meeting in the finals in a French venue. That was pretty cool.
Huge. Huge for sure. Yeah. I mean, the Nations Cup, the the U19s went to overtime as well. You know, like, yeah, there were a ton of, that game was epic too, Blake. Oh my gosh. Did you get to watch that? The U19s?
No, because we had to go play.
What do you mean? No one was playing at that time. It was when the tournament was over. Like for that day, right? It was at the end of the day.
Yeah. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah. It was, I seem to, I think the Polish were playing and I was trying to help them or something like that.
Yeah.
I could hear the grandstands going off, but I missed it.
Oh, dude, it was epic. It was something else, man. It was so cool to see like just those kids in that moment. It was like a World Cup final, you know, that people were cheering it. We already talked about this a little bit earlier, but it was so cool to see these kids like experience this, you know, this level of play, like in front of, it was unbelievable. I was just like go ahead.
And they were playing Germany?
They played Norway.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That Norwegian team, they were good. There were some big kids.
There were some big kids, dude. There were some kids on Norway and Germany where I was like, hold up. Nah, you're not under 19. There's no way. It was crazy.
Right.
I don't know what was going on. Some shenanigans.
Yeah, I'm surprised you as a coach didn't pull their cards.
I don't want to win like that. If you say you're on the team, you're on the team. I believe in my kids. I knew they could have beat anybody.
Well, they did.
Yep.
They delivered. I heard Brandon had a good match.
Brando played fantastic. He was my finals MVP for sure. He had this one point that was, I mean, dude, it was nuts. We were down 2-1 and it was a long point and it comes down to a 1-on-1. He was like completely out of paint. He has like 2 balls in his gun. I'm not even kidding. I think he had 1 because he took his loader off and emptied it afterwards to show us. He had 1 ball and he goes from the 50 Dorito inside, like all the way. The Norwegian kid is in the snake corner. He gets 1 bunker away from him, posts up on the tape because he hears the Norwegian player shoot tape side. So he posts up on the inside and waits for him. And he comes out and just whack 1 ball, shoots him right in the goggles.
Wow.
I was like, you've got to be kidding me. I was like, that was spectacular, dude. How did you do that? Yeah. I mean, it was amazing. So I was like, okay, that's a big moment, obviously. You know, then we went on to win. So I was like, that's finals MVP stuff right there.
I see. Yeah, the kids look like they're having a good time.
Totally.
Dude, he's like a proud dad out there, having the time of his life.
Yeah, you know.
For sure.
Yeah, they played really good. As far as the men go, you know, I think that we had a good team. I think we played out of position a little bit. I think if we moved our personnel around a little bit, I think we would have had better results. The 40 and over, that was surprising. I thought they were going to walk through, but the French, man, they came in strong.
Yeah.
And just dominated.
Yeah, I was surprised too. I thought they were going to totally walk through. I agree with you. But yeah, who was on that team? Do you have any idea if there were any of the old Tauntaun players or like who was?
You know, it's I only remember seeing one player that I knew. I didn't look very hard, but it was played for the Tauntauns. He's a little chunkier dude. He quit about 4 years ago, and I had his name in my mind until you asked the question.
Oh boy!
Shoot, what the heck? What? You know? What the heck was his name?
Blaked out. Dum Paintball.
I blaked out.
Yarb.
Dude, shout out to Dum Paintball. This is a perfect moment for us to keep hyping it. New video on their YouTube. Go check it out. It's going to be amazing. Yes. I'm sure Yarber's in it, you know, crushing it.
Dude, Yarber's the head Dum, dude.
I'm the head
captain. No better captain.
Lead me. Just follow me into the sunset.
Yeah,
dude,
shoot.
Rock and roll.
I know there's an old Tauntaun player on the team. I can't think of his name either.
Louis. Yes.
Louis.
I got it.
Okay.
I got
All right. Well, you did. Yeah. So, you know, I don't know. Again, like our team should have won. You know, it was definitely a little bit of a letdown. But they played well, man. And that's the thing that I don't think people understand is it's really hard to win in Europe, right? It's just a little bit different. The style you're seeing is different. The moves are different. They don't want you to win, you know. You got all sorts of factors and variables that are coming into play. You really do. And so that's why winning over in Europe is like one of the more special things in paintball, you know, and as an athlete is if you get a win over there, it means a lot because it's so difficult. And that's why, man, for those kids, I'm on cloud nine. I cannot like say enough how stoked I am for the kids and, you know, them going over there and getting to have that experience. It was so dang cool. But yeah, our men's team and our veterans team couldn't get the job done, you know, and it's unfortunate because, I think both teams absolutely had the roster to do it. We just didn't put it together.
Yeah. And, you know, and I should make myself clear that, you know, it wasn't going to be an easy road. The French team was stacked, and the Great Britain team, they were on fire, you know, and clearly they beat us. And then they went and beat the French in overtime. Those are two great teams. You know, what I was saying was that we had a great team and
Totally.
you know, we could have went and won, but those were two solid teams.
Totally.
Two very solid teams.
Who won the 40 and over?
France did.
France. Dude, imagine how stoked those guys are right now. They're like, bro, they got this huge trophy, just ripping every alcoholic beverage under the sun out there in France, just dominating.
Yeah, they're probably,
you know, it's fun. Yeah, they were probably in ice baths with stoogies in their mouths.
For sure.
Oh, damn.
What were you about to say, though, Blake?
Yeah, but the rest of the event, it was great. You know, I'm just going to go just kind of break down some of the teams and some of the players that I saw last weekend. Fabian from Joy Division, he was on fire on that snake side. He had really explosive moves on a snake side that was very tough.
He's Fabian a huge PTG supporter as well. Shout out to him. We're going to get him on the show here pretty soon.
Oh, no kidding. I didn't
Came
know that.
up and made sure to let us know how much he loved the show. And
for sure. I listen. I probably have listened to about 90% of your guys' shows. So I enjoy them.
Whoa.
Damn. Holy shit.
Damn, Yarber. I didn't know that. That's tight.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, almost. I mean, if I might be missing one or two, but I got most of them down.
Damn, bro, that's awesome. Thanks, Yarb. Right. No wonder you sometimes you seem like you're sick of me at practice.
Oh, that you noticed, huh?
You're like, I've been listening to you all week. What the?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, that's funny.
No, you know, Marcelo, you do a great job on your podcast. You're the way that you articulate yourself. I wish I had your ability to spit out the English language. You know, me, I speak monkey first and then English. You know, it's a joy to listen to you and Tyler talk.
And thank you, dude. Appreciate that. Yeah. You do great too. You underestimate yourself, but your episode, you've been on a few times now, but your like full episode was fantastic. You did a great job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People love
Yarb. Great feedback too, you know. Be Yarb.
Thank you.
Be Yarb. Be Yarb,
OG
baby.
GOAT status immediately. Come into the Discord. OG GOAT status for Yarber. Bring him on in.
Straight up.
Straight to the goat cheese.
Straight to the goat cheese. Goat shit only, baby. You know how it goes. Come on.
So, Yarb, Jesus. Yarb, talk to me a little bit here about European paintball and like the difference between European paintball and U.S. paintball right now in its current carnation.
Okay. You know, I didn't come. I missed, how many events were there this year, Marcelo? Was there 4 or 3?
3.
There was 3. Okay. So I missed the first event. I came in on the second. And you could just tell that in the second event, the teams were a little slower to pick up the the team style, or not team style, but they were just missing on some cylinders. Some of that team ball.
Yes.
But this event, man, this was some great European paintball. The teams were coming out strong. I saw a lot of really great. It was a joy to watch paintball this weekend. But the difference between European and American paintball, the Tauntauns, I think, are a great example. They really play with their foot on the gas pedal. They're a lot of fun to watch. They, typically in the past and this weekend, they're really good shooters off the break, and they're just flying down the wings. Really, really quick paintball. Joy Division, they were always really solid, working together, locking things out. Carnage, man, those guys are really becoming a powerhouse, and evidently they went to the finals this event. I don't know what their practice schedule, but their Carnage, they just play very solid paintball. They're not, if I were to describe it, I wouldn't say that they're explosive. They're just, they don't make a lot of mistakes.
Yeah, they play steady. They play steady.
Yes,
for sure.
That's a great way to word it. They play steady. Absolutely.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Yeah, and then you had Section. Section is a new team that I saw last event, and they didn't look all too hot, but this event they came out. They beat Outrage in the first round on Sunday, and then lost to Carnage, I believe.
So the second event, I know they were missing like 3 of their main guys. And
that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, and they didn't look great, but yeah, they looked fantastic. This last one, I think they had Grayson playing with them as well.
They did have Grayson. I saw some good points out of Grayson.
Yeah.
Slava has put together a team of random individuals that have, really dominated the year through. I don't know how. I think did they go to the finals the first event? No, they lost.
Yeah, they got
lost
third
against PPA in the semifinals.
And they should have went to the finals. Honestly, they got a rough call, a painful call in the overtime point against PP Arena.
Right.
But yeah, they've been playing great. Slava has an amazing team.
Yeah, and then they lost in the Ochos to Lucky 15s at the last event. And then here they lost in the semifinals as well. They lost to Carnage. So anyways, that's a great team with Kyle Berry and Paya, probably one of my favorite players. Definitely out of Europe. He's just a phenom. He's like Tyler, a transformer. Really amazing. Very intelligent player on the field. He is a joy to watch.
Totally.
And I don't get it. He's 6'7", going on 6'11". I don't know what it is, but you find him in the snake all the time. Just this monster of a human. And Tyler, you do the same. You guys gravitate towards the snake a lot, which is funny with your guys' size.
Yeah. You know what is interesting about team. That is
go ahead.
Because we're 6, like I'm 6'2", maybe a little taller than 6'2", right around there, and he's taller than I am, but the range of motion we can cover when I go to when he goes to snap shoot out of the side and to get to the other side, that range of motion is quick. So I can get, from that side of the bunker to this side quicker because I just have a bigger range of area to cover. So being in a snake W is kind of an advantage for a tall person because you can cover a wider variety of range of shooting out of spots, which is kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Totally.
Yeah, there's all these stats about tall people, and let's go to hockey. Well, I mean, let's go to all the major sports: basketball, football. All these major sports. You have a clear advantage in height, and I always thought that paintball was unique. You could be small and have and clearly you do, but lately, man, I truly believe that having height in the game right now is an advantage.
I think
like
so.
you're saying.
Yeah, with these new bunkers and how they're placing them and having all these big structures along the 50-yard line, like I can't play. I'm limited in my field of view, and it makes it actually predictable and easy for teams to exploit my blind
Right.
spot. If I can't really come over the top, I have to go from one side, and if I'm going to switch, I have to go all the way to the other. That's a chance for a player to make a big move on me. Whereas like you can just like tuck in and come over the top, get a quick scan, decide what you want to do and go from there. You know, I think it makes a huge difference these days.
Uh-huh.
I'll take that over being like a smaller target to shoot, trying to run somewhere off the break. You know what I mean? Like, yeah,
Right.
I think for, you know, certainly it's a little bit of an advantage
For the middle, especially. Yeah.
So shout out to the tall players and the big players. Y'all got action, baby.
Yeah. Let's go.
Action. Live
Y'all
action.
got action. Yeah.
Live action. All right. Come on.
Yarb,
Who's seen Turtle Man? Who's seen Turtle Man? The show. Live
Live
action? Yeah. Come
Live
on.
Love that guy.
Dude, he's the best.
Yarb, how was Brute out there? Did you get any Brute love?
I did. I sold a couple packs, you know, and
There we go.
and got a lot of good feedback.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was good. It, you know, and funny enough, it was quite sunny, so I did have a lot of people reaching out and asking if they can, if not buy some, borrow some sunscreen to smear all over the face. I don't understand when someone says, "Can I borrow some sunscreen?" Yeah, you can use it.
Did anyone pay you back?
Yeah, they just, you know, took a towel and they gave me the towel.
Wait,
Yeah, because you can't borrow sunscreen. You know what I mean?
Can't borrow
It's
it.
impossible. Yeah.
Impossible.
But hey, while we're on the subject, shout out the socials so people can tap in on the socials and the website so they can pick up the best sunscreen in the world that is eco-friendly and just doing amazing stuff in the world, you know, just helping people protect their skin and not damaging our amazing planet while you're at it.
That's a huge one to me, is, you know, is not damaging us and not damaging the planet. But thank you, boys. Thank you.
Yeah, you got to plug the
thank
socials.
you, dude. Yeah. Yeah, what is it? He didn't get
Oh,
that
sorry.
cue. He didn't
Sorry.
realize that we were lobbing him a softball to help his business.
Yeah. Well, you know, Dumb Paintball coming in strong right here. Another plug, another shameless plug with some Dumb Paintball. Go check out that second episode. And then after you go watch that Dumb episode, why don't you go to thisisbrute.com or at thisisbrute on Instagram.
Yes.
Love it.
Come check us.
Go. Check us, baby. I love it.
We got some new stuff coming. Should be at World Cup.
Hell yeah. Can you share what it is?
You know, no, I can't.
Come on, dude. What do you mean?
Not until tomorrow.
Not until
tomorrow.
Tomorrow's the day. Well, guess what? This doesn't go live until tomorrow, Yarb.
Well, okay. I meant the day after then.
Come on, let us live, dude. What do you mean? What do you got?
Yeah, we got some stuff coming. We got a little bag coming, which I think you guys are gonna like, and some beard balm.
Beard balm, baby. Nice. Yeah. Love that.
I mean, we got some more stuff coming. I got to confirm that it'll be ready in time.
Of course.
I'm really excited about some of these products coming out. So
awesome.
You know, I think that it. You know, obviously I like the stuff. That's why I'm bringing it out. And I think you guys are too.
Dude, we support,
dude.
man.
Yeah, I love this stuff, Yarb. I really do. It's funny. I don't use sunscreen. I never did, never have. Always, you know, when I was young, I got sunburnt once, and I was literally on the couch for like a week because I was peeling and blistering. I was in the sun all day at the beach. And ever since then, it's weird. Like I don't really burn. I can get pretty red, and then the next day it's gone. I put a little aloe on it. Next day it's like gone. Just kind of how my skin is. So I'm always like, I don't really use sunscreen. As I'm getting older, I'm starting to realize it's probably not wise, not smart. But I've never liked to put like the chemicals on my body. You know, I just don't want to do that. Dude, I love your stuff. I do. It's like there's definitely times when I'm coaching now and I'm not in as much gear as, you know, when I'm normally at the field all day, I'm in my playing gear. So I'm usually covered, but now I'm doing a lot more coaching, and it's like your legs are exposed, your arms are exposed, and you do that 4 days in a row, and all of a sudden your arms are toasted. And Dude, the sunscreen has been amazing. I absolutely love it. You've done a fantastic job with it.
I don't know if it's just a trick on my mind, but on really hot days, just putting the sunscreen on seems to keep me cooler too.
Oh, interesting.
Is it reflecting 10% of the rays? I don't know, but it just seems to keep me a little cooler. I don't know if that's a placebo effect or whatnot, but
dude, it's definitely deflecting at least 10%. I'll put a stamp on it. 10% at least ray reduction.
Hey, Yarb, while we got you, brother, I want to talk a little bit about our Chicago performance, and obviously, Dynasty and Heat. We both, neither one of us made the finals. Tyler and I talked a little bit about, Heat and our perspective of Dynasty. I think last week on the show, I think we addressed it, right, Ty?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, I think so. But I just kind of would like to get your take on it. I know a lot of the fans and a lot of the people listening are curious as to what happened, why we weren't able to make it to the finals, and probably would like to hear from you.
Okay, we're speaking Dynasty. You're saying?
Yeah, Dynasty.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. I just want to give a shout out to a buddy of mine, Kevin Cool. He came out of retirement and came out and played on the Tauntauns and really was a heater out there.
He was, yeah. I bounced him every single time. He went.
Did you really?
He told me.
Wow.
He told me after the game. He was like, "You bounced me every point," and coach told me keep going.
Wow.
Every point. It did break on him like twice, and he came out. But out of the 7 points we played, he said I bounced him every time. I was like, no, why?
Yeah, you know what? I saw a lot of people getting bounced off the break out there,
which was weird because the paint was so brittle. It was like breaking in the guns. It was super brittle, and then it was like also bouncy. That's the paintball gods.
I know.
This is a valuable lesson for everybody. Because there's been a lot of tournaments where I've really thought like there's no way you can make it wide, or you can't do this, you can't do that. Yes, you can, because it just doesn't always fall the way you think, and sometimes paint. Yeah. Anyway,
they were showing me some paintballs in Europe that they were, dropping from their knee and it was breaking.
Oh, yeah.
And we were shooting that stuff and we're bouncing people. It's just, what in the world?
What in the world? What world?
What in the world?
All right.
Yeah, that's right.
So Dynasty.
All right.
Action.
Coming at you live. Pertaining
Brute
pertaining
Media.
Dynasty. That's right, Brute. This is Brute.
This is BruteMedia.com. Dude, Brute Media is a dope. That is dope. And you could just, it could be like, oh, Blake, do you follow that Instagram page, Nature is Metal?
Oh, yeah, that's excellent.
Dude, Brute Media would be great.
So,
oh, my God.
Paintball players getting devoured? Is that what it is?
Just Brute stuff. But yeah, paintball players getting overshot and devoured. That's great.
Yeah, we'll have to go get JC and Dylan on the show or on the media.
Hell yeah.
We'll just follow those two around.
Yeah. Yeah, they're
the
great.
And add Rainey into the mix.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I like it.
Get them all in there.
About Chicago, the weather coming in like that and raining really hard, it really puts an outstanding variable on top of good play. Is your gear going to be
totally
compatible? Are your plays compatible? And what I mean by are your plays compatible? If you're shooting people good off the break and it starts raining heavily, your paint's not flying straight. Maybe you're still hitting them, but they're diving in the mud. The ref can't find the hits. It just adds so many variables when weather turns sour like that. And the Russians were flying around on us, and we had some good points against them, and then but they.
Real quick to interject, you just said something so damn wise and really good for the listeners. If the plays are compatible, that is so important. When the weather changes, your plays need to change. Well, not always, but they might need to change for exactly that reason. Like if you're having a lot of success running, but it's super slippery, well, you're going to need to change your plays. if you're having a lot of success shooting people on the break, but it's so rainy that like the paint's kind of going everywhere and you can't really see because smoke's coming out of your barrel because it's also cold, or they're getting hit and easily able to slide it off. It's like you might need to change your plays to like a more aggressive kind of style. Having your plays compatible to the elements is very important. That's a great line right there. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a point where we were playing LVL, and I dove into one of the center bunkers, came up, and I was trying to find the guy, and I got smoked around the goggles. I never even saw the guy. I couldn't see through my lens. There was just so much rain.
Yeah.
That rain was
and dirt
crazy
on my lens.
I mean, there was a moment when I was standing there watching, and I was like, holy shit, it's really raining. Like, it's really, really raining right now. Damn.
Yeah, that was proper paintball rain. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were outside our pits when we were playing, Tyler. Those pits just started filling with water like they did in Dallas. When was that? That was
15.
28. 15? Was that 15?
Yeah.
Well, I think there was like 2 years where Dallas just filled up
was
with
the crazy one though.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh man, there were so many crazy ones, but yeah, that the one that you're speaking of in 15, that was a nightmare. But coming into the pits and you're walking in ankle deep water and you're thinking, oh my gosh, this is another one of these.
Yeah, it definitely adds another variable to the game. I personally, I don't know. I grew up in Modesto, and it was always raining in the Central Valley for some reason. I don't know why it rained so much in the valley, but it did. So Rich Telford would always belittle us if we weren't out there, and you would like be shunned upon. You would be cast out from the group if you didn't show up for the rainy days, and there was a lot of them. So I weirdly kind of enjoy it, but that kind of rain that was happening during those games was kind of abnormally heavy. It was unbelievable.
Crazy.
It was unbelievable.
There was a point I literally couldn't see anything. It was actually the point that I got the major. That was the last one alive, and I knew like, okay, we're up a point. We're gonna lose the point for sure, guaranteed. We're gonna lose the point because it was like a 3-on-1 at that point, and I like kind of ran out of my bunker and John Wick one-handed like tried to shoot the guy going for the buzzer, but he shot me first, and I still shot him, and I got a penalty. But I couldn't believe that I shot him. I was like, ref, I don't think I shot him. I can't see. And he's like, I don't think you shot him either. But then the other ref said I did shoot him. And then they did the replay and I did shoot him. I was like, but I literally couldn't see a thing out of my goggles. I think that kind of rain is fun. Cold rain is miserable and it sucks, but that rain wasn't cold. So I think it's fun. Like I enjoy playing in that kind of rain. It got a little chilly, but it wasn't anything like Amsterdam a few years back. Oh my God, that was miserable. Oh my God, it was miserable.
Yeah, and there's only one thing worse than playing in the rain, and that's losing in the rain.
Oh, facts.
Yeah.
Facts. So us losing, what happened, Blake?
We lost Dalton. Dalton is just such a monster on the D side, and I hate saying that because I don't want teams to look at him and evaluate because he's a monster over there.
Yeah, but good teams know, man.
And he deserves that due. Dalton hurt his leg, and so we lost him for was it all of Sunday? Yeah, all of Sunday.
Yeah.
What did he do for the listeners? What's going on with Dalton?
He stubbed his toe.
Big toe. It happens.
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
No, he strained his hamstring, I believe, right? Is that correct, Marcelo?
Yeah. Yes.
We hope he heals up quick, man. He's an animal.
Yeah, I talked to him yesterday. He's feeling a lot better already.
I think he was faking it. I think he just didn't want to play.
Oh, I doubt that.
Of course, I'm kidding.
He geared up.
Oh my God, he's the best.
He geared up.
I know. Dude,
in the
he was
rain.
ready. He wanted to. Yeah, he wanted to be in there, man. I felt so bad for him because he was playing lights out. I mean, yeah, Dalton is just he is an addition to your team that will almost guarantee you to make a deep run Sunday. He's one of those kind of players, you know? He's just one of those kind of players. He's special. He changes the dynamic of your team. And so not having him, yeah, of course, that definitely hurts.
Yeah. Ultimately, I think we could have moved some players around and we would have saw some success from that.
I would have liked to play the one over there.
Yeah.
we had plenty of bodies that could have, but I would have liked to.
Right. Yeah, you know, your performance in World Cup playing as the one, you know, I would love to have seen that.
I like attacking. It's way more fun. Way more fun. Way
I
better.
don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Mhm.
Yeah, attacking? Who? No, that's not. We don't do that.
Paintball, that's the game right there. Yarber, you know better than anybody, you know.
But Yarb,
when you get on your wheels and start attacking, that's what makes paintball the most fun, is when you can start doing that.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say, but Yarb, we gotta say, like, it can't just be that we lost Dalton. Yeah, you know. What do you think? Break it down. Break it down for the listeners.
Yeah,
Quit
you want me
holding
to
out.
break it down?
Give a little something, dude. It's okay to share a little something with the listeners.
The enemy is listening intently right now.
Maybe it's the best opportunity to give them what they want to hear.
All right. Well, I tripped.
Tyler has a pen in hand.
Yeah.
Tyler's
Hold
a
on.
pen.
Hold
He's
on.
like, record
Let me get my
timestamp.
Yeah. What do we got?
It don't matter. It don't matter. What does matter is getting ready for World Cup.
Right.
Yeah.
That is
I'm
the
excited
truest.
for that.
Yeah, we all fell short at the last event, and you know, I'm sure we'll be pushing deep into Sunday and looking to battle it out in the finals at World Cup. It's going to be an amazing tournament. Extremely excited to see everybody in Florida as always. World Cup is always popping.
Pretty crazy, Ty. Fun fact. It was the first time since Philly of last year that a PTG member has not been in the finals of a major.
Holy
Is that
shit.
right? Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
Straight up.
There we
Straight
go.
up.
A little bit of paintball IQ facts. Yeah.
Play the game.
Play the game.
Play the
baby.
game. We were just talking about how it all started in Prague, and we're going to make some cool shirts that are like a homage to 2018 Prague with the Expendables. That's where Play the Game essentially was like birthed out of that event there.
Mm-hmm.
All I got to do is take a light and shine it into my ear, and it will project that moment because I can see it right now. Play the game. Yarber.
Yeah. Dude, we were on one. We were on one, and we were going for it, and we won.
Boy.
Dude.
We won.
Yep.
Yep.
It was fun to play like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I agree. That was total flow state.
Oh, absolutely.
Yep. Freedom.
Yeah, go back and watch that game. Yeah. I'm going to go back and watch that game. How about that?
How about that?
Hell yeah.
How about that?
How about that?
You were on
How
fire.
about it?
Yeah, brother, we got to let you go because Colton Doll's waiting to hop on the line, but I love you, man. Thank you so much for joining us.
We love Yarber.
Is there anything else you want to leave the listeners with?
World Cup is going to be insane this year. Gosh, I'm really looking forward to it. We fell short at the last event, but I kind of see that as a small gift, to really sharpen our swords. But
heard that,
and that is sport wide for everybody. Looking forward to seeing everybody out there. I will be in Illinois at Blast Camp this weekend, and then Indiana. I'll be at Texas the weekend. 2 weekends after that, I'll be at ICPL. I got a lot of paintball coming up, so I'm gonna see you folks out there. Please come say hi.
Yes,
right.
Take a picture with Yarb Dog and tag PTG. We'll post it up. Yarber, you also got to send us a picture of Dash. We always love tapping in with the animals, all the animals of PTG. So send us a family picture of all you and the squad, all the dogs. We definitely need that.
Oh yeah.
You want to see you guys want to see Laura's 3 dogs, huh? Hunter,
Dogs.
Dash, and Blake.
Yep. Hound
And
dog.
Blake. That's in here, hound dog. Boom, boom.
Dude, keep
All right,
rocking,
man.
boys.
D.
Love you too.
Love you, bro.
Later, brother.
Be well.
You too, brother.
Yarb dog.
Boo!
Oh my God. Yarby, dude.
He's the
What
best.
a gent. You could tell he's tired. That's like, I feel like that's the most tired I've heard him in a long time. We, both of us, dude, exhausted, man. Long trips back. And it's like, it's kind of compounding, you know, like you just cut 30 minutes of sleep each night over a long period of time. And then occasionally, you know, like 4 hours of sleep. Like we did that show last week, had to, you know, dive in, edit, get it all up, and then only slept like 2 hours that night, woke up super early, get down to the airport, hardly sleep on the plane, wake up at, you know, 8 a.m. the next day in France, go straight to the field all day. That first night, I literally went home, got in the shower, got out of the shower, and it was like 9:30, and I was laying in bed in the towel. I haven't been this exhausted in a long time. I was like, I haven't eaten yet. Fuck it, kind of. I'm sleeping. I fell asleep and I've slept for like 10 hours. It's crazy. And then the rest of the trip, I like had trouble sleeping because now you've got like a little bit of jet lag. It's hard. It's crazy, dude. The grind is real. We come back and we're right back in it, baby. Right back in it.
Welcome to international travel. It is no joke. It is no joke.
It is no joke. It is no joke.
Yeah.
All right, we're getting Colton Doll,
dude,
on the line.
Colton Doll. Shout out to New York Wrecking Crew.
I'm excited to get the young man on the line.
Let's go. Are we going to leave a voicemail?
We're definitely going to leave a voicemail.
He's got it on silent. Colton Doll. Awareness.
Hello?
Hey,
yes,
Colt 45.
We got him.
What's up?
What's up, dude?
What's up?
How are you?
We're
well.
great. We're really good here. Yeah, doing very well. We just had Blake Yarber on for a while. We were going to call you a little sooner, but Yarber, you know, he got into some fun stuff, so we were a little longer than we thought we were going to be.
What kind of fun stuff?
You know, we were talking about paintball and our recent events and how we did and how we could do better and what was wrong. You know, dumb paintball, all sorts of things.
That's fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Super fun. What are you up to? I know it's late where you're at. You sleeping? I thought you usually stayed up till like 2 a.m. Jet lagged.
Yeah. I was literally just saying that.
Colton, was this European event your first time going to Europe?
First time, like, overseas, period.
Dude, that's so sick.
Amazing.
How was it?
The only time I've ever been out to the, like, outside of the United States is, like, this year we went to the Bahamas.
How was it?
It was cool. Different. Everything's different.
Yes, everything's definitely different. How was it playing paintball overseas? I want to talk to you about the U19s event because
it's way harder.
Way harder. Why is it way harder?
Just with the rest and everything. Everybody hates you. Nobody wants you to.
Everybody doesn't hate you, dude.
It feels like the rest. It feels like the rest hate you.
It does sometimes. I feel you on that. Sometimes it does feel like nobody wants you to win. I definitely understand what you mean.
Come on.
But they do. They love us. They do.
I refuse to believe that.
That's funny. Yeah, it was kind of tough. You guys didn't really help yourselves though with all the overshooting and all the.
Definitely not.
You guys didn't help yourselves. That's for sure.
No,
that's for sure. But man, what an epic experience. Oh, for all the listeners too, by the way, Colton Doll, I know you guys already know who he is. He's always on the story. I've been working with Colton for many years. He plays on New York Wrecking Crew. Their team is on a huge run right now. They've won the first 3 majors and are heading into World Cup in first place in Division 3. So, you know, you guys have had a lot of successes here and then also in the Nations Cup. But yeah, Colton, again, I just really want to kind of pick your brain on, you know, competitive paintball in Europe, what that experience was like, and what you guys are doing with Wrecking Crew.
Yeah.
So, European paintball.
Yeah.
Well, I realized that wasn't really a question. I kind of let him into something. I didn't really ask him. It was a statement, you know. So good job, Colton.
Thank you.
Your European paintball, like what was so different about it? What was that experience like to you? You know, and were you worried about what the team was going to be able to do, if you guys are going to be able to win? You know, we've obviously had multiple practices. Like, let's kind of walk through from start to finish of the U19 experience from your perspective.
I wasn't really worried about any of that stuff. Just having a majority of the team playing with New York Wrecking Crew and having that chemistry already together, and knowing Chip and Brando, and then the only people that I don't really haven't really played with. There wasn't very many people that I don't play with a lot. Like half of the team was on New York Wrecking Crew, so the chemistry with that sense was there, and then we had a lot of practices and stuff together outside of that. So I thought we were pretty ready in that sense. But I don't know, I was never really worried that we weren't going to win.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. That's good. Obviously the team, our goal was to, I think from the very first practice, we made a statement that we're going to win this,
100%.
Yeah, that was the plan. There was no other option. So I would not expect you to have any worry, whether or not we were going to win. But the things that you can't really prepare for, again, like you say, the jet lag, getting good sleep when you're over there, all that kind of stuff plays a factor. And it's really difficult to perform when, you're not getting good sleep, good food, all sorts of stuff that comes into play, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I got in a couple days earlier. Me and Ben and Ben's mom went and explored Paris a little bit. So that was fun. The first day in Paris was horrible.
How come? Just what do you mean horrible?
Just tired.
Yeah. Straight off the plane.
Yeah.
You got to get used to it though, dude. Yeah. Ask Ty. This is how it goes, man. This is how it goes. Usually you've on those international trips, you land and you go straight to the field for practice. You don't even have those extra days to recoup and get on schedule. You go straight to practice, have a long day at the field of practice, and then you go home and you pass out for 8 or 9 hours if you can. And then that's probably going to be the best night of sleep you get because you're so exhausted, you're able to fall asleep. Jet lag doesn't get you. And you try to sleep as long as you can and build up the sleep bank. And then the rest of the week is kind of I'm waking up throughout the night, wake up at 3:30 in the morning. It's kind of wild.
Yeah.
And it's good that you had the camaraderie already kind of designed into the framework with the team, playing with New York Wrecking Crew. Shout out to the whole squad, doing really well this season, going into World Cup and looking to four-peat on the majors, which is outstanding. So good luck to every one of you guys going for that event. And then rolling into Europe, it's crazy how much the time change and then getting acclimated with even just the weather and kind of waking up, to get ready, okay, we're playing a tournament, it's time to go and get the job done. But you guys did, and you did it really well, and you had a lot of fun, and you created timeless memories. And I'm sure you're still going to be feeling it for a few more days with the jet lag and, the raspy voice and sore, but it's all worth it when you come back home. You guys have that trophy, and it's a memory that you'll hold forever. So what did the training for U19 look like? Kind of walk us through the stages of how it even all started. How did, at what point did everyone form the team, and then how did it progress from there?
So we did the combine thing, and then we had the tryouts, which was just I'm lucky enough to where Wrecking Crew in general gets a lot of practice with Marcelo. We get these private clinics, and we get to learn a lot from Marcelo. So it was kind of just those again when we had the Team USA tryouts. The practices. So we had the tryout, and then from there they picked the teams, and then we had the practices, and then we went straight into the first and second weekend of Chicago, and then after that it was straight on to Team USA. But the practices were just really focused on team oriented paintball and stuff like that, because we're there to learn how to play paintball and learn the layout and stuff like that. But it's just another clinic to be able to pick Marcel's brain on the layout and stuff. So it's just really useful having him there for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I tried really hard with the Team USA stuff to do less of the Wrecking Crew practices. We do a lot of individual drills as well, right? I try really hard to like, get you guys to do the tough stuff, the spool drill, things like that, things that are difficult that'll make you better individually so that together you're better. But we didn't have the time with Team USA, right? So we had to start like forging that chemistry immediately. So we did a lot of team oriented stuff and just like how we're going to play together. As far as like making everyone better individually, I didn't have much time to do that. We had to make the team the best team as quick as possible, right? Because we only had essentially 2 weekends together. We had the tryout weekend and then 2 practice weekends. So you can say the tryout weekend counts as a weekend, but I didn't do any real coaching that weekend. I just kind of set up situations for you guys, to see like, okay, who are we going to select? But yeah, the that whole process was a ton of fun. How did this rate amongst your other wins?
I don't know. There's just something about playing in Europe and being with all those guys that feels so good.
It's the greatest coaching experience that I've ever had. I'll say that for sure. It was epic.
There's just something that feels so much better about like working for the win. Like we go like back and forth and then win in overtime. Like
totally.
Don't get me wrong, 4-0ing the team in the finals in U16 felt really good, and watching them, all the kids play really good, felt really good. But like it's just like the nerve-wracking part of like being in overtime and like that whole part of going is just something special. And then
totally
Papa Seth pulling out the coaching dub
in
D3 too.
Yeah, Papa Seth, baby.
Repeat.
I love that, dude. I love that Seth was able to put his coaching hat on. Poor guy had an injury, but he coached the Freedom and Independence was the name of the team they put in D3. So it was like all the U19 and U16 kids.
Yeah.
Also got to put in a D3 team, and they went to the finals, and Papa Seth crushed it.
Yeah.
Nice.
There we go.
Colton,
how old are you? For everyone listening, they don't know a lot of them who Colton Doll is, but you're an up and coming little stud, man, and you're going to do really well in this game if you keep your head down and keep applying yourself and keep doing the work. So how old are you for all the listeners tapped in?
I'm 15. I turned 16 October 1st.
Dude, are you driving?
Yeah, I am.
Which is
my
scary,
God.
dude. If
Watch
you guys
out.
live in Ohio, steer clear of the streets. Colton, send out the message, the bat signal when you're going to be on the road.
Yeah.
Can hardly see over the damn steering wheel.
Dude, that's awesome.
Nah, Colton's amazing, dude. This kid has a bright future. Colton, what do you want out of paintball? Obviously, again, I think a lot of the listeners have seen you on my story. They know the people that I work with. But for those that don't, maybe some don't, what is it that you're trying to achieve in this game? What goals do you have?
I want to be pro. I just want to be the best version of me that I can be, I guess.
Nice, dude. What type of style do you think you play?
I feel like I'm getting more and more. My style of paintball is getting more and more evolved around like Marcelo's style of paintball, honestly.
That's what happens when you train with the Jedi. You turn into a Jedi. You know what I mean? So that's kind of just how it goes.
This young Jedi is going to take my job one day. I'll tell you that much. I know that for sure.
That's the goal.
That's the goal. Oh, nice. All right. I've seen this kid pull out some serious stuff. The IQ is nuts.
That's half the battle, man, is knowing how to work the framework and navigate the field. Really, I mean, that's the whole gist of it. The gunfighting, you got to be really good at gunfighting. You got to win gun battles and know when to gun battle as well. But that also comes to the cerebral and knowing when to play those moments. But I want to pick your brain on the crowd, Colton. What was it like playing with a big crowd like that? Was that the biggest crowd you've ever played in front of for paintball?
Back in 2017 at World Cup, they did that 2v2 thing, and I was in the finals for that. Yeah, you remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that. Honestly, though, I feel like this crowd was bigger.
I don't know.
Dude, this crowd felt insane, and maybe it was magnified because maybe it was magnified because it echoed because it had that awning over the stadium, so it was so loud.
Yeah, that was crazy. That whole facility was just awesome.
Yeah, it was dope.
Just the whole setup, the turf fields, like it wasn't like bad turf too. It was like nice turf.
Yeah, well, it was slippery turf.
I thought it was good.
Well, because you don't run very fast.
Oh,
you kind of prance around, so I'm sure you thought it was great.
Dude, I
didn't
love it.
see you do much better than either.
You don't have much weight behind those legs, you know. So like you just kind of tiptoe around, and it works just fine.
Doop, doop, doop.
Doop de doop.
Yep. That's the sound
It was
he
a
makes
beautiful
when he's
facility,
running
though.
you down.
Boop de doop de doop. Dude,
Yeah.
let's clip that into a video. Yeah. Oh, Colton, by the way, I need to I have those 2 3D printed pieces for my Tesla that you made to lock into place. I have no idea how to put them on.
I sent you that YouTube video.
Oh, I got to go see it. I didn't watch the video.
Also,
I don't remember seeing it.
Somebody unplugged Marcella's Tesla.
oh yeah. Oh, they
Got
got him. Poor guy.
Took my charger out.
Dude, for
Did
everyone
you
who
post
doesn't
that
know.
video in like the goat chat thing on Discord?
Yeah,
I don't know. Did I? I don't remember.
you did.
I don't know. You should though.
I should.
Yeah.
I did. Maybe I did.
Yeah. You did. Yeah, that was a funny video. Poor guy, dude. Some little rogue monsters came rampaging down the road and ripped his charging
A
cord out of
young
his
Marcello.
Tesla. Yeah.
Is it something that you would do in your juvenile years, Marcello?
Quite possibly. Yeah. I mean, that's for sure something I would have done when I was a kid. 100%. That's why I wasn't even that mad. This kid was like, he had a broom in his hand. He was probably drunk. You know, I was like, all right.
Yeah.
At least he didn't break anything, you know?
He was sweeping the streets too, so he's like doing community service.
Double duty.
It's pretty funny.
Totally. Yeah. Colton, what are you guys doing to get ready for World Cup?
Well, we have the practice with you, my birthday weekend,
Yes.
and then
Good party.
just the grind of the layout weekend leading up to it.
There we
Now,
go.
what is the
Keep working
Friday,
hard.
Saturday, Sunday.
What does the grind mean for Wrecking Crew? Like, what does that mean? Because you've played on different divisional teams as well before Wrecking Crew. You've only been on the team for about a year now.
Yeah.
How does it compare to the other divisional organizations you've been with?
I feel like we definitely put in the work needed to win, and I feel like that's shown. A lot of paint. We shoot every weekend. Long days. We're normally the first team there and the last team to leave. When we get on Fridays, we play on Fridays too. Saturdays all day. Sundays we get there even earlier and play. So we have to leave for flights. It's just long days. We get there in the mornings. We do like snap shooting drills. We do lanes. We try to dial in everything on the field. And then we normally have the best teams that we can get leverage. We normally try to play them a lot. Good teams. The last time for Chicago, we had the newbies. The second weekend, I forget who else we had.
Dude, let's go. Did you all just hear this 15-year-old young man just lay it all out on the table for you right there? You know, you wonder why they're holding trophies. It doesn't matter what division you're in. If you do that, you're going to hold some trophies. You know, if you put in the time and the effort, you're going to pick up trophies. That's all there is to it. So keep doing your thing, kid. We're proud of you and excited to watch your career unfold and just blossom into an amazing one because you have all the tools and the skill set and the mindset. Speaking of mindset, fun fact about Colton is you like to create things and like build things. You have like an engineer's mind or something of that nature, right? Talk to me kind of about that and the things that you do, the things that you build.
So I built this Nerf gun one time. I took this like weed eater battery and I hooked it up to a Nerf gun. That was pretty funny. I don't know. I just picture these things in my mind and then I just build them sometimes when I have the resources to do it.
Yeah.
I built a
Dude, that's
taser.
amazing. Hold on.
Taser. First time I
Nerf
met
gun.
Colton, very first time
go
I
ahead.
met Colton, he was 11 years old. We were at the field and he was a stud on the field. And so I got talking to him and his dad and his dad's like, oh, come back to the car. We got, a deer jerky and a bunch of deer meat that Colton killed last week. And I'm like, this kid killed this. He's like maybe 1.5 feet tall and 11 years old, you know? And I was like, this little kid he killed this deer. And he's like, yep, just savage, dude, shooter, right? Just had the look in his eye too. Like, yep, that's the meat I killed. That's right. Yeah, Colton Doll, dude, he's something.
Dude, special, man. Hey, and
Special
talk to us
young
about
man.
this Nerf gun. Like, what was the rate on this thing? What did we have going on with this Nerf gun?
Fast.
Fast.
I'll try to find the video and I'll send it to Marcelo or put it in the Go chat or something. But it's sick.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah. Hey,
Awesome.
message me that video as well personally so I can post it on the PTG IG and show some love. And, send us some cool pictures of you and the squad with the trophies. We want it all, man. We're going to post that up and show some love for all the hard work that you kids are putting in. Don't ever stop, man. Keep chasing the dream and having fun with it. That's what it's all about.
Thank you.
Always,
yeah, brother. Colton, thank you for joining us, dude. I'll see you very soon.
Thanks
Much
for
love,
having
dude.
me. Yep.
Proud of you, buddy. Great work this last weekend. Way to ball out. You were one of the studs that was in that overtime point there. For everybody that hasn't watched the game, go to the NXL Europe Facebook page. Pretty epic finale in overtime.
Let's
you
go.
USA kids, by the way, are mean. You guys are mean. You guys are mean kids.
I didn't
Right? There's like
mean
4 of
to
you
hit him
trying
with
to.
my barrel,
Yes,
okay?
you did, dude. All 4 of you were trying to double bunker the last body in overtime. He threw the gun at you. It was crazy. It was kind of chaos.
Tomahawked it.
Yeah, you almost deserved it, but also I never condone throwing a paintball gun. That's really dangerous.
Yeah.
But you guys are mean, dude. Young savages.
Oh, man. You little Groms. Have fun, kid.
Little Groms. All right, dude. Colton, talk to you soon, buddy.
All right.
Peace.
See ya.
Later, bro.
Good night.
Good night, bud. Peace.
Oh, little savage, dude.
Hold on.
Little
So
savage.
run it back. What happened?
Yeah, so we were in overtime and we shot 2 off the break, so things are looking good, and it comes down to like a 4-on-1, and literally the kids are running down all 4 sides to bunker the last dude in the can, and they all like kind of overshoot him, and the
Whoa.
kid turns around and launches his gun at Colton.
Oh, no. Oh,
Yeah, no, it's not good. Not good. Yeah. Not
dude, that's
good. You
sharks
can't do
in the
that.
water. Yeah,
You can't do that.
just send
You
a
can't do that.
couple. Yeah, 2 of you stay
can't
back.
do that.
You know,
Can't do that. Yeah, you
Yeah, but
can't
that's-
do that.
it's sharks in the water, dude. Paintball is crazy, and
Yeah.
but there is, we talk about there's a time and a place for everything, and we got to make sure that we also have a degree of respect for competition out there. Once
Totally.
again, it's sports, sharks in the water. You know what I'm saying? But I always feel that I feel the best about myself when I play with pride and dignity, and we can
Yes,
win
me
gracefully.
too.
And sometimes there's times where you want to, maybe there is a player that you're going to slam dunk on and really give the business to. But it's like I said, time and a place. But man, I'm proud of the kids. Come on, let's
Well,
go.
I guess this was the time and the place.
Yeah.
Apparently.
That was the time and the place, baby. Holy smokes.
Yeah. Shit.
Dude, hey, my motto
I don't
is
condone
my motto is red. It's red. Run them down. Red. Run them down.
Run 'em
So so that's always the mantra. Like if you
That's
ask me what's my game plan, I'm always going to tell you run them down every time.
Run 'em
Like,
down.
Run them down,
Facts.
Just get them out. Yeah.
Get him. I love
Get
it.
them. Yes, sir.
Oh man, Ty, what else we got?
We got well, I want to pick your brain on this. It was the final event in Europe, right? Was there anything that you saw, any news of anything, being that was the World Cup
Ooh,
of the European area? Is there anything fresh, new, hot, exciting, spicy content that we got for the people?
Yeah. One of the Lucky 15s players was playing with a taped up, what looked like a CS2, but since it was taped up and covered, I know it's like a CS3.
Ooh,
So
okay.
Look for a hot new Planet Eclipse gun to come out.
There we go.
Look
Damn.
dope. Look sick.
Crazy.
Gotta say. Not quite as good as a Field 1 Force, but still cool.
Or the
Hot, new,
TM40.
fresh.
Let's go, TM40.
Yeah, maybe it's third on the list. I don't know. Maybe it's third on the list, but it's new. It's new for sure.
Yes, sir.
It's damn new.
Yeah,
They
that's
hiding
awesome.
it with
And be on-
camouflage tape.
there we go. Hey, that's been a classic move over the decades.
It
just
has,
tape the
yeah,
gun up.
that's-
You know who started
Yeah.
that? I think it might have even been Bob Long, because Bobby always had these guns and he would always be talking with Terry Fong. And I'm sure the Smart Parts guys as well, we're all taping all this stuff up, but it definitely has some lineage and roots for quite a while where, the companies at the end of the year start taping up guns and sending them out there,
100%. 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to test them in the field, so.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
it's going to be exciting moving into World Cup. We'll see a bunch of new gear popping off. We're going to see all the breaking news, and we'll be sure to cover it first, and you'll hear it on PTG as we come across it. But we got some new guns that are going to be making their way into the market space there. And I do want to touch on just a segment kind of for the game before we move into the Discord questions. And thank you everyone who supports us on Patreon through the website. We're doing a lot of work to revamp it as we speak.
Ty, give me 1 sec. Sorry,
Yep,
brother.
absolutely.
Keep going though with that.
No worries. Yeah, we're doing a lot of work on the website. We have all of our partners. We got the store that we're updating, and we're going to be dropping some new merch. And you can also join our Discord, PTG Nation, PTG World Chat Room on the website. If you go to ptgpodcast.com and support over there, it helps us to keep this show going, and we appreciate every single one of the members. We got an amazing chat room with tons of rooms, and we have some great questions. But before we get into that, I want to dive into setting intention before points, because I think it's really important, and I think it's something that's overlooked pretty drastically, not just in divisional, but I think even in pro paintball. Really, really taking a moment, and that's why we, always stress hustling to get to the box, get to the coach, get your paint, get on coach, and be efficient, because you'll have those extra moments when you're doing that to set intention, right? Which is what has to be done to win big points and win tournaments and win games. And I know Patrick McKenna talks about this, just playing always +1, -1, or even. And he even said it on the episode that we did with him. And that was something that he got from being a part of the damage camp, and I think there's a lot of validity to that. So I just kind of wanted to put that out there for the players in all levels. We've got to really be looking to set intention before the points. If you're up a point, me and Marcelo were joking, it's just like, you got to be dancing, it's like a dance with the game. And I think there's a lot of power in doing that. So look at the score, look at the clock, and really start setting the intention when you play paintball so that you can get the most out of yourself and play the situations and the game appropriately.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think one thing you said there that was, to me, really important is getting out to the gate in time, right? When the coach gives you your play, get out on the field with your team with enough time so you guys can all get on the same page. When I'm coaching, when I'm in the pits, I try really hard to make the intention clear, right? So I might have a play, and it's hard to get everybody at the playbook at the same time before they go out on the field, because there's only one hose at the air station, sometimes two, right? And people are loading pods at a different pace and then going on the field. So you kind of have to get them as they come and go. Mm-hmm. And if you just say you're going to the can shooting snake side and you're going here shooting heads up, well, what if the intention is to go really fast down the Dorito side, right? We're taking a big bite over there. So your snake players need to understand that, okay, we need to survive the first part of the game because we're trying to win from somewhere else. So if I go here and I'm trying to over-engage and I lose my gunfight and we made it to the Dorito 4 on the break, well, they're going to turn the field over here, and that risk doesn't get rewarded. So there's that. There's also, what if you're going somewhere in the middle to set up a trap for a snake player to like make a move into the snake, but you don't tell that to your snake side player, and your snake side player goes into their bunker and they're relentlessly gunfighting heads up, keeping their opponent from making the move. Well, guess what? Now your player in the center of the field is wasting his gun because that player is not going to move into his gun that the play was set for. So intention and understanding all the details and all the different moving parts of a play are so crucial. It's imperative to a play working. If all the players don't understand what the intention of the play is and what's going on, you're going to fail. That play is not going to work as good as it can unless you have players that just, play play ball and outplay the other team. So, that can happen, but you got to be solidified in what's going on. You absolutely have to. So, you can do that amongst the players by getting to the gate in time, giving yourselves time to be like, hey, so what's going on again? You guys are going here, here, and here. And like, why is this? Oh, you're taking a big bite over there. Okay, well, I'm not going to gunfight too much early in this point on this side. So you'll have those conversations, and they're very important.
Absolutely. Yeah. And then playing the clock as well, like if it's crunch time. And a lot of with the pro level, you don't see many mistakes in this regard. I know Dynasty, Heat, Impact were pretty refined and efficient when it comes to setting intention in the pit. Everyone knows, even prior to stepping on the field, what the intention of the points are. And we go out there and we execute. And the execution is the most difficult part, right? Finishing, being a finisher and getting the points, hitting the buzzer, getting those points on the board. So there's a lot of different variables, but as a divisional player, a lot of the times this will slip through the cracks and you won't have a really good understanding of what each other are doing. So really take the time to get out there, hustle out there, have a good little convo. Not only is it going to get you guys tighter in your awareness and connectivity, but it's a fun little competition for the team as well. It's fun to be like when you get out there, you're like, oh, come on, let's go. We're kind of racing each other out there. It's like, all right, let's go. Let's get this, and it totally makes a different energy and a different cadence and a different optics. And a lot of the times, this is about optics, about what it looks like and the way the energy is being pressed upon your opponent, the way that the energy is being carried on the field. There's a lot of things that are that like come through the optics. Just watching it. When I watch an opponent that is hustling and moving and I can see it on them, I'm going to be much more aware of that opponent than maybe the one is taking their time. It doesn't really look like they have the energy even to hustle out there. It all plays into my mindset and I'm watching all of the details, right? So when I know that, when you see everybody hustling out there, you're like, okay, we got some gumption. We got some bounce in the steps. We're going to have some action, So you got to be reading all the details and looking into all the intricacies so you can be the best out there.
Totally agree, Ty. Hell yeah.
Yeah, baby.
That's what's up.
Set that intention out there, everybody.
100%. So what do we say, dude? We hop into some Discord questions?
Yes, sir. Let's see what we got.
All right.
Let's see what we got.
Let's see. Well,
guess questions.
I got one from V1JT. Shout out, my man. Congrats on wins as a coach over in Europe. My question is both for T-Harm and MM33 with the way Europe promotes the NXL tournaments, signs, flyers, and even local news. Why do you guys think that we haven't seen that type of publicity recently here in the States? This is a great question because we're going through like downtown Europe and literally, or downtown Europe, downtown Drew. Downtown Drew. It's been a long day. Leave me alone. Downtown Drew. And there are like, the bus stops where they have the typical, posters and they'll have big signs at the bus stops. There's paintball signs, huge in the city, just like on the public streets of the NXL European World Championship. It's really damn cool. The only thing that I could say is I think it's just a lot cheaper to do that kind of stuff there. That type of marketing here in the US is a pretty penny. It's really expensive. That's the only thing I could think of. I honestly don't know why. Like, obviously it's at the forefront of, and it's the same owners, so there's some other hurdle that's happening in the US that makes it more difficult for us to get that kind of, marketing. But it's a really cool thing in Europe. Yeah, we've seen it
a little bit in the US, but I think you're right, March, in that regard. But it's definitely, any way that we can promote with flyers or with the socials, we got to be doing our best to show the world, that paintball is here. It's here for good. And there's a lot of competitive players out there that love this sport. And if we just keep pouring the love into the game and boosting it, then it'll get, good recognition that way.
Oh, yeah. 100.
All right. So let's see who we got. We got Alex Harlington, OG GOAT. After coaching and playing last week, what were your thoughts on the pod limit and why does the NXL need to implement this?
I love when the goats have their questions leading into the answer they want. Well, I love it. I love the 4 pods. I think it's great. It's easy on the back. It feels light. You feel athletic when you go out there. You can make moves I love it. I love everything about the 4 pods. Huge fan if they do that. I think the 2 pods that the Nations Cup does is too little. That's not enough. You can't really like play the way you're supposed to, but 4 pods is enough. You can like dominate the first part of a point and really have good zone control, but you're forced to make your secondaries. You're forced to get into formation quicker. So I'm a big fan. I would like to see the NXL implement it. I also like unlimited paint too, though. I do like going to a spot and just being able to absolutely bomb on somebody, for a whole point.
Totally.
There's something to that too, because the entire time someone's going to have to win an intense gunfight against you in order to gain that advantage. It's never going to be just because you're running low on paint, so you have to pick and choose. But it promotes more moving. So, I don't know. I like it. I think it's great, and why not? I would like to see the actual science, the actual data on whether or not it makes a sport cheaper, because it speeds up points. So I don't know that it actually has teams use less paint. I think that's been the discussion in the past, is that teams use about the same amount of paint in those events, but I don't know, dude. I feel like we didn't shoot that much paint this last weekend. So, it's also a little bit of a, it's all of the Nations Cup were 1st to 4. And then the Pro League is a 5-point mercy instead of 6. So it's a little different there, but dude, I like it. I'm a fan.
Me too. And I think somewhere between 4 and 6 pods is the perfect amount. Like if you could make it that, I think that's a really exciting way to see paintball as well. Cause everybody, they got 6 or less, or maybe you can have a player go out with 4 and then the other player gets the other 2 and now he has 8, or something like that, where you can do something but it's hard to watch all that too and monitor paint management. It adds a whole nother layer. But I think that, we could possibly see that move into the future, and going and playing in Europe is really fun because you get another style, like we always talk about, just playing different types of paintball. Play as much paintball as humanly possible. Go play woods ball, hyperball, airball, limited paint, unlimited paint, whatever, pump. Get out there and try all these different things, because it is going to round you off as a really good player. You're going to learn different things from each tactic and each style that you wouldn't get otherwise. So just get out there and keep playing and having fun with it. And we got one from Verbal as well. He was talking about the venue. It looked amazing, and he wanted to hear more about it. I know we kind of dove into it, but yeah, we absolutely loved watching that.
Yeah. We definitely dove into it. So, that was the only reason. But I wanted to read Verbal's question because, one, Verbal's a damn legend. Love having him in the Discord. One of the greatest media members that we have in paintball. Shout out to Verb, and just an awesome dude. I love anytime you can sit down and talk with Brian. He's just such a great guy. But dude, Verb, the venue was amazing. Like, you got to get out there next year. It's going to be there. You got to get out there. It was epic. It's awesome. It should be a standard. I hope that we can continue to have events like this. It was absolutely phenomenal.
Bring your pickle beer out there, Verb. They're going to love it.
Bring the pickle beer, baby. Yeah. I'm going to ask this question from Jay Lamb because it's thought-provoking here a little bit. He goes, I'm not only a fan of playing paintball, but I'm also a huge fan of watching it. We all know how expensive it is. Do you think there could be a compromise with the league's entry fee so we can have a few more events throughout the season? Or would it be too much on the teams to add more?
I don't know. I think that they're actually talking about having more events possibly, and we'll see as we move into the future. But I know they want to take care of the community. They're always listening. They're always, have their ear to the ground and want to make sure that the community, the customer, the person who's going to be playing this sport and having this experience has the best one that they can. So be on the lookout for more details, but I really don't know at the moment too much about that.
Yeah, I would love for them to go back to 5 events, 5 majors, no minors. And then let all the regionals and other fun leagues do their thing, And that's where people can go and play other events in the different regionals and the different leagues and maybe international stuff. To me, that's ideal.
Yeah. Shout out to Jay Lamb. Let's go. All right. We got the pit boss. What were the key factors to winning both the U16 and U19 gold medals? Kind of tapped in on that with Colton. And then for us, what do you each see being the key factor to both of your teams making it to the championship game at Cup?
What does he mean about the championship game of Cup? Which question was this, Ty?
GG
Okay.
Pit Boss Nate.
Yeah,
I think he's
Pit
just
Boss Nate.
referring to the finals, like what is going to be the key factors to making it to the finals?
To the finals? Okay. If that's what he means, to the finals, it's going to be limiting your mistakes. You can't show up to the event still trying to figure stuff out. You got to have a good idea of what you want to do. You have to have a good understanding of how you're going to play with each other. You have to all be on the same page. You can't disagree on how to play the field. You have to be in a good flow. You really do. And I think, World Cup is always that. Like, the teams that show up the tightest are the ones that win. And you always see teams come in and they can kind of steal victories and surprise people. Teams play their asses off at World Cup. And I think this one's going to be, more so than ever before. I really do. There's a lot on the line. There's multiple teams that could win the series championship. With World Cup being worth double the points now, it changes everything. $40,000 grand prize. Like, it's pretty damn epic. So it's going to take a lot. It's going to take a lot. Key factors: preparation, connectivity, and confidence and belief when you go into the event. Like, these are all major things that are going to be playing a huge role in team success. You got to come in prepared. You got to have the team. You got to be set up and in the right position. And you got to play your ass off. Period. You got to come in and work about as hard as you've ever worked before if you want to win a World Cup, because it just doesn't happen for everybody. That's not an event that anybody steals. When's the last time a team has stolen World Cup?
Don't happen, baby. It don't happen.
No, truly. Think about it. Think about it,
no,
Ty.
I'm being
When is
serious.
the last time?
That's exactly
when
what I'm
is
saying.
the last time like a
it doesn't
team
happen?
It doesn't. Like, one of the top teams that has the roster, they win World Cup.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's right. It's a timeless experience, man. Being at that venue, I will never forget being, what was I, 11 years old, and my dad, I played for Twisted Factory. We go out to World Cup. It's my very first World Cup ever. I'm schmobbing a golf cart. Chris Lasoya's running around with his ponytail, and it was the event where they had the shots from the woods onto the field, and
yeah.
It was just a crazy experience. And we've been going for 20 years, to World Cup, and every year it's no less magical.
Jesus.
Like, it is just the greatest paintball event in the universe. Even the aliens, they drop in, hang out for World Cup. You know how it goes, is interdimensional paintball love. And it's just an amazing place to be. And in order to win those events, you have to be locked in completely. Like you said, March, you hit it on the head. And you have to kind of just turn your brain off and go get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's all these things to think about. You just gotta play your fucking heart out. And if everybody does that, then you're gonna have a good go at it. You got to leave it all out there and leave it on the line, and let the chips fall where they go, and just play good paintball. And shout out to everybody making the journey. It's gonna be a great time out at World Cup. We can't wait to see you out there. We're gonna have a goat. We're gonna have a goat mascot running around for PTG. So be on the lookout.
100%.
It's going to be
all
amazing.
right. I got Fab. He goes, who better understands European household technology, Marcelo or Ryan? Real question, though. Well, just to answer that, I think it could go 50-50. I mean, we were both on our phones trying to, assess the situation. So, yeah, I don't know. He has been going for quite a few years more than me, though. I think people, forget he's still like 12 years older than I am. Dude. So, real question, though, are there any tendencies that European players seem to have more than the U.S.? Is there something European players notoriously do much better than us in the States?
I don't know. I think it's pretty equal. I think that just because of our playing teams that are maybe a little bit higher caliber in the States and play in the NXL stateside here, you get a lot of really good looks. But the European competition is fierce, man. they come to play, and kind of like Yarber was saying, it's bloody knuckles ball. They're going to be coming at you, and they know how to, shoot that paintball marker as well. So they definitely know how to play a good game. I think in the early years, it was a lot more drastic, early 2000s, definitely. And as we've moved into, 2020 and beyond, I think that the competition is really good on both ends. And that's why we have such great events. We're seeing really good games, and everyone's playing great paintball out there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they're drastically different, actually. And there's reasons for it. Europeans gunfight relentlessly. They will. So it makes sense, right? Most of Europe is cold a lot of the year. They have a lot of reball facilities, a lot of indoor facilities. So kind of like you see it a little bit here in the US, some of the teams in the Northeast, those players, they're like really gun dominant, which means they like to engage in those gunfights. They like to try to have control. They like to like put people in and make moves. To me, I think that's how European paintball is. You have a lot of, like, you look at Norway. I've gone out to do a clinic in Norway, and actually our U19s team played the U19s Norwegian team in the finals again. That's the team that beat us, a few years ago. And they have a youth that is just dynamite. Ronholt Blast, their pro team, has no big name players on it. They're all homegrown talent, and they compete with the best of the best. And it's because of their fundamentals. And so, like, their program, they have their outdoor field, they have an indoor field, and then they actually have a facility at the local high school where they have a whole room that's like, it looks like a basketball court on the floor, but it's all reball. And so during the week, all they do Monday through Friday is practice reball. This is how it is in a lot of countries in Europe, because they have better access to schools and these facilities, where in the US, for some reason, we don't have that access. Europeans, they get the access. Like, they don't have the hurdles of, no, we don't want, paintball guns in our school or this or that. So they have these actual programs that are really good. What they don't have is the high caliber play to learn paintball IQ at the highest levels. So they struggle sometimes with decision making, but their fundamentals are through the roof with the teams that are really competitive. They're off the break shooting, and their gunfighting is like second to none. So you run into teams. It's a true testament to the Russian Legion, right? Like, that's always been their thing. They have players now that have been on the team obviously for so long and playing in the US for so long. Their IQ is fantastic. But the new players, and the way the Russians were in the early years, was better fundamentally than anybody in the US, but they just make a lot of bad decisions. And you see it with some of their new players as well, that haven't been able to play against the US pros enough, right? They don't have the experience to make the high IQ play, but their fundamentals make up for it. They can run and shoot like around a corner all the way up to the 50, and they're just dynamite. They're electric. They're like insanely fun to watch. Well, that's European paintball. It really is. And so to me, that's the biggest thing, is you'll play European teams and they're hyper aggressive. They don't stay in one spot for too long. They break out and they make their secondaries within 10 seconds, and they make a third move within, another couple seconds. Like, it's kind of crazy. And so if you play with like extreme zone control and good teamwork, you can usually prevail, right? And that's always kind of been the thing. If you can't shoot them, if you can't shut that attack down and you don't play team ball, then you kind of get run over. And it's like a lot to take in. It's like really overwhelming. It's very aggressive. It's so fast paced. So to me, there's like a big difference, with that style. And I don't know why it is. Maybe it is because, that is simply what they're presented with. They have the opportunity and ability to train on fundamentals 7 days a week. Like, for anyone in the US, it's usually, unless you're an anomaly and you like have a paintball field in your backyard, it's a 45-minute drive to the local field, and so to get working, and they're only open Saturday, Sunday. In Europe, there's a ton of places where it's like at a tennis court, where they also have an indoor paintball field. You can go, it's right down the street. You can go and get your drills in during the week and work on your fundamentals as much as you want. So they have that opportunity. But again, what they don't have is the high level competition to really hone in the IQ. So it is interesting that our worlds have different things. Like in real pro sports, you have the ability to do both. You can work on your high IQ stuff and your fundamentals. That's what basketball, football, soccer, all that stuff is. In paintball, it's funny that it's like in one part of the world, you get to really hone in on the fundamental side, and the other side, you have all the, higher level IQ players. So that obviously breeds more and more high level play. But yeah, it's interesting. But for me, that is definitely what it is.
Amazing. And actually, P-Ball Wiz had a very similar question, so we answered that as well for you, just in regards to the different types of
Oh, yeah.
styles or whether they're universal. And if you want your questions answered live on the show for everyone across the world to hear, you just got to tap in with us on the website and join our Patreon. And that's all part of the Discord that is connected to that. And you can have your questions on the air as well. Thank you, everybody, for tapping in here. We got a lot of them. I want to get Kalen from Inspired Paintball. His segment is Get to Know Tyler and Marcelo question. What is your favorite video game of all time? His is Contra. Shout out to Contra.
What's Contra? Do you know what that is?
It's legendary and it's above my pay grade. I've heard of it.
Okay, so you don't.
I've heard the legend of it.
Contra. He goes Contra. Oh, edited. I thought there was ... Yeah, I've never heard of Contra. I don't know what that is. Mine is NBA 2K. I love me some NBA 2K. That or Snapshot VR. I've enjoyed that.
Snapshot's
totally.
major. I mean, I got to throw Call of Duty in there. And then if we're going OG, I'm going to go with some Mario, maybe some Zelda. I really don't think those will ever go out of style for me. I always thoroughly enjoy playing those.
Nice. All right, we got Clint Riddle. And shout out again to all the Discord members that ask these questions on the show. You guys are great. If you guys want access to the Discord, ptgpaintball.com, click the Patreon link, become a member. See what we're talking about with the damn Discord. The Discord is tight. Okay, Clint Riddle, what do you think of changing the point scoring system? For example, winning a point with 5 players alive is worth 1.5 points, something like that.
Oh, boy.
What do you think, Ty?
I don't know.
I don't
it's
like
interesting. It. I kind of like my 1 point.
Yeah.
It's I think it's just it'll complicate things kind of too much.
You would slow the game down too if teams were worried about losing a body so they get 1.5 points, they're not going to take risks, and that leads to boring paintball. So, yeah, I like your team is doing what it can for that 1 point.
It's an interesting concept, though. I will give you that, and I think there is something there. Like, there's always these different formats and styles that, like I said, tons of different paintball, and I think there is a niche for everything. So I would be curious to see something kind of like football-esque, where it's like, all right, that was worth 3. This is worth 7, like, okay, what do we got here? Some crazy game. That'd be pretty cool.
Totally.
Shout out to Clint. All right, we got Dynasty Shadow. Was there anyone in Europe you thought maybe alien? An alien? It's a funny question.
Yeah, it's a weird question. No. No, I don't know. No, Dynasty Shadow. You've been causing a lot of trouble too lately, Dynasty Shadow. My boy Brandon.
Yeah. Oh man.
In the Discord, little troublemaker.
He said that he's the rogue sheep. The rogue goat.
Yeah, rogue sheep. Yeah, Tyler wasn't out there, so I figured no aliens on scene.
Yeah. We had to stay within the States for this one.
Yeah. Did it hurt? Tyler, why are you scared at me, bro? Come at me, bro. My Azadin Blitz is waiting for you to take that coin.
Yes. Booyah. Shout out to Did It Hurt. I cannot wait to play you for a coin. It's going to cost you 5 silvers or 1 gold to get a look at me. 5
silvers now? Bro, don't tax him 5 silvers.
I'm joking. It'll still be 1. It's just 1 gold. And this goes for everybody. If you want to play me in a one-on-one, simply beat another pro and then bring me a gold coin, and I will gladly play you in a one-on-one. If I took every silver coin opportunity, I don't think I wouldn't have enough time in the day. I think I get asked.
You would have a lot of money though. I think Hormesis pays big time for if you have 10 gold, 10 silver coins. You're like a coin dueler.
I know,
bro. You should start taking those silvers.
It is big money, but I think it's also fun to have they have something to shoot for kind of.
I like it too. Yeah.
They take the gold, then come see me. I want to play you all for a gold coin. And I absolutely love the idea of cultivating, playing with the community, with the pros. And I cannot wait for every single one of you listening to bring me a gold coin so that we can play some paintball and run around.
Hell yeah.
And did it hurt? I'm shaking in my boots, man. I don't want this smoke. I know you got action. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to definitely have that game. And you have been playing a lot of paintball, dude. I actually am a big fan of the DMG camp up in NorCal. Come from NorCal, got so much love for everything that you do in the community. If you get a chance, check out his podcast as well. He's got Did It Hurt podcast, and he's always giving back to the community and just a great guy all around, and always fun in the Discord with the chat. You know, that's the thing about the chat room. It's a little wild. We go at each other a little bit. We have fun, but it's all in good sport, and it's all for the love of paintball. And I can't wait to go to NorCal and have that one-on-one with Did It Hurt. Let's go.
Yeah, hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah. My last question here is from CM Harry. What have you guys heard for any rule changes for next year, if any?
I don't know that I've heard of any rule changes to the game. Yeah, I know there was talk at some point about the towel, the concession of points, but I think that's passed. I think it's staying the way it is. But that's the only most recent thing that I heard. I haven't heard any new developments on the gameplay. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
have you heard
neither?
anything?
Actually, damn, I was thinking maybe you had something.
No. I think it's going to be business as usual moving forward.
I do think they're gonna, they might not allow any Americans to go to Europe next year. So I'm already trying to negotiate a coaching gig over there. I'm like, you guys aren't gonna get rid of me that easy.
Are you serious?
It was so cool. Like dead serious. There were so many that came up and were like just so excited to see us there, dude. I think it's a bad move to not have us there. I really do.
What?
But we'll see.
No.
We'll see. I love
gotta
European paintball, man. Amazing.
Yeah, paintball for everyone. Why can't it's good for the competition? It's good for the culture. Yes. It's good for everybody. Yes. Paintball everywhere.
Yes. Everybody,
you know baby. What I'm saying? Yeah, baby. All right, we got Bortega 0073. Bortega. Have y'all heard any updates on HK?
Nah, you tell Marky. You tell Marky right now that he's full of shit. Excuse my language. Marky came on this show talking all this hype, saying,
"No way, bro!
HK 7-man's back.
Where
is it?
It's coming back. You just watch.
Where is it?
You better watch out. You better watch out. Boy.
I hope so. I put faith in my boys. Come on, Marky. I believe in you. I believe in you. I love you. Bring it back. He said the paperwork was signed. That's what he said. That's what he said. Here on PTG, he said, we got the papers. The papers are signed.
They're ready.
It doesn't look like the papers are signed. I ain't seen shit.
They're rocking,
I ain't seen shit. I ain't seen shit.
We're going to the beach. We are going to the beach. I
heard from himself that we were ready.
Wait, you heard from Himothy? Like ready. You heard from Himothy Hemsworth? Oh my God.
Oh, thinking of Himothy. How about Timothy?
Yeah. Shout out to Himothy.
We're gonna get him on the show, but look at this rug, bro.
Oh, damn. Okay, for the YouTubers, hop over to the YouTube, subscribe, like, follow the show. Please show some love. Give a comment. We got the GOAT rug on the show right now. This thing is crazy. What? How did this?
Yeah, so Riggedy Rugs.
Riggedy Rugs
on Instagram. Let me see. Give me 1 second.
Legend.
Let me make sure I know what it is.
That's a real deal rug. That's a real deal GOAT rug right there, man. That's crazy. That looks wild.
Yeah.
You really went all out on that.
It's super dope. Riggedy Rugs. Yeah, so Riggedy Rugs. RIGGITYRUGS. He's actually one of the refs on the NXL field. Shout out to Timothy. I want him on the show. I've been wanting him on the show like long before he did this rug because he's actually a dope story, right? He's like a ref that does what we do, right? He contracts himself out to go international. I first actually met him down in Colombia, and he does an amazing job. He's so good at reffing, and he goes down to be the head ref and kind of teach them how to like position the bodies. Look, reffing is an art. It's like a team game as well. It's not like as black and white as, you just got to look and make sure if people are out or not. Like there's a whole strategy behind reffing and reffing efficiently and effectively. So like
Absolutely.
he's been paid to go to different countries and do that for them. And I'm like, bro, it's so funny. It's like basically what I get paid to come and play the game, and you get paid to come and ref the game. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
we're doing the same thing, and we're also getting these unique experiences. And so, we had a few trips where like, we'd go down to Colombia, or I'd see him in wherever, different places in the world. And I'm like, really, cool that you get to do this and experiences. I'm like, your story has to be told, because reffing is dope. Reffing is dope. It's a dope part of the game. Refs are very important to the game of paintball. They truly are. I mean, they're important to any sport. Without refs, you don't have shit. Like they officiate the game, like you got to have them. So
straight up.
Anyway, Timothy is like one of the most down to earth motherfuckers, man. And this guy, he also is the one who I didn't let this be known previously, but he's the one who pulled me and gave me a penalty in Dallas for rub off the damn start gate. We all talked about it. It was the rub off the damn start gate, and it was Timothy. Damn it. But yes, mistakes happen, dude. It's like it's hard to ref, and he's one of the refs that I know and believe does a good job. He tries to ref with integrity. He doesn't show favoritism. He just is good at his job. He tries to keep the game fair, and you can't ask anything more than that from any ref. And again, like the coolest thing to me is that he was able to. So, when we talk about being a professional paintball player, one of the biggest selling points, or like one of the talking points, is that we get paid to travel to do this, right? Like that's like one of the coolest things. Our travel's covered to go to these unique places, and we get to experience amazing things, whether it's in, places in South America, in Europe, in Asia, in Australia. Well, some refs get the same opportunity. And that to me is awesome. There should be more people striving to be refs as well. Like if you're good enough at reffing, you can go and help these leagues become formidable. You can give them a professionalism that, you have value in being able to do that. So anyway, that's how I met Timothy. I've wanted Tim on the show for a long time. We'll get him on eventually. He made this rug for us. That's his new business. He's also making these rugs. They're insanely comfortable. Not gonna lie, at first I saw the price. People were saying there was like a couple $100 for that rug, and I was like, seems like a lot. Once I got it, dude, it's like it's insane quality, and it's all hand done. Like he literally makes your designs by hand. If you watch the videos of him making your stuff, it's unbelievable. The craftsmanship is insane, but the actual quality of the rug is like nuts. I originally was going to give this away to the goats in one of our goat meetings. By the way, if you guys are not signed up yet to be a goat, you need to become a goat, because our next monthly goat meeting is next week, Wednesday. And I have tons of stuff to give away. We've got a bunch of Hormesis headbands. Hormesis sponsors the goat shows, just so you guys know. So there's always cool giveaways if you're in there, and it's an amazing live Q&A kind of thing. We have jerseys, medals.
Dude, what is a goat?
So don't miss out.
What is a goat, and how do I become a goat?
It's
what are you
the greatest of all time. You just got to click the Patreon link on ptgpodcast.com. Click the Patreon link and sign up as a goat. You'll see it. It's right there. It's
goat
very
life.
easy. Don't get confused. Goat life. Yes.
It's a party. It is a party every month.
Yeah. I was originally going to give away this rug. I can't give it away now. It's so comfortable. I'm for sure going to keep it. It's amazing. I love it.
Hell yeah. And dude, I love what you said about the reffing, because it immediately adds so much validity and just good rapport with your community. When they have a good ref, a good community of people that are judging the games, you want to find a way to just quickly throw a tournament series into the air, is have poor reffing and then have teams get really upset, and then it all just goes down the drain. So I love what you said there, and I would love to see more people get into that line of work. Like you're saying, we need a lot of great refs, and thank God we do have a lot of great refs. And we can't wait to see them all out there at World Cup. There's a lot of refs out there putting in work, clocked in.
Totally. I think if your league has, an NXL pro ref or something like that, they're guesting, that's a huge selling point. Teams, that's always what teams complain about. Oh, the reffing was so bad. Half the time they're complaining, because they can't accept just their loss, but still, if you have that, it's huge. It's huge. It's massive.
Yep. And we got my last question from the Discord. And once again, thank you all. We have a ton of people showing out tonight. Is from Osborne for this. With the All-Star game moving to Thursday at Cup. Do you think it'll be better for the game and its exposure? I think absolutely, especially with the weather we
Yes.
were having at the last
Yes.
event. Way better.
Yeah, we couldn't have it at the last event. It would have been miserable. Half of us wouldn't have played.
Yeah.
People wouldn't have watched. You couldn't see anything. You wouldn't get any exciting moves. Like it was miserable, the weather. So, yeah, I think it's a great move. World Cup. Everyone's going to be focused and tuned in on that. It's going to be Thursday, I think, before the event. So you're not going to run into where, if a team makes the finals, obviously, if the way it was set up before is it was going to be right before the final match. Teams that were in the finals, their players probably weren't going to play. So, and those are the best players. Those are the ones you want to see. So, I think it's going to be much better now on Thursday. The top 4 teams aren't even going to be playing on Thursday. So it's a chance for us to practice, get some reps in on the field. I think it's a great idea. It's the best of both worlds. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, we can't wait, man. It's going to be great.
Totally. Hell yeah, Ty. Love you, brother.
Rock and roll.
Appreciate you. Tonight was a great show. Can't wait to get back and do it again. We have some amazing guests lined up. Actually, there's been a lot of people that have been talking to us that are like, got to come on the show, got to get him on. One of them is I can't wait to get the Joy Division player on, so we're going to get him on here pretty soon. But yeah, dude, much love, brother.
Much love to you, and be on the lookout.
Show.
Always, bro. You know what time it is.
PTG
it's
merch.
PTG World.
Merch.
Yeah, we got PTG merch dropping soon. That's going to be on the website. Be on the lookout for that. And we're going to also... I'm going to be looking to get Bud Orr on here shortly. So maybe within the next few weeks, we can get the Bud Orr story. I know I've been talking to him on Facebook. Shout out to Facebook one time. And we'll get those dialed in and have some more fun shows. And everybody have a great Wednesday if you're listening to this on Drop Day.
Awesome, dude. All right, T. Thank you so much. Thank you, PTG fam. Love you, PTG world. And we'll see you soon. Peace.
See you soon. Peace.
All right, PTG Nation. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. This episode is brought to you by Rusty Glaze at Concept Pursuit. If you guys would like, you can head over to conceptpursuit.com and get access to any sort of website build you want. Rusty did our website. He's dynamite. He's so good at what he does, and I could not recommend him more. If you guys love the show, you can head over to ptgpaintball.com. Please click on the Patreon link and become a supporter. If you become a supporter at any level, it doesn't matter. Any level, you get access to the Discord. If you want to be a GOAT, you got to pay for the highest quality one. You got to become a GOAT. And you get access to monthly shows, whole other private channels, exclusive content, all sorts of amazing stuff. All right. Everybody, we love our GOATs. We love our PTG fam. We love the whole PTG Nation. And we love you. As always, we'll see you very soon.